And then
the Steenburgen, or not Martha?
Mary, Mary Steenburgen, and who's married to Ted Danson. Yeah, and then they're friends with Wendy McKenna.
Yeah,
and so Wendy.
See that?
No, but Wendy's got good relationships with them, and so, Manhattan Film Institute will be here again this year with Wendy, and Wendy said that her and Mary have had conversations, and so, she's entertaining the thought of coming, which is really cool, and that would be great. And so then, we've got that kicks everything off, and then Thursday morning, the films start showing 10 a.m. We've got 67 films slotted, and then the block of films from the Manhattan Film Institute, and then our local student films. So we've got a full schedule for each day. So, that Thursday night, there's going to be an event at the Brick, and then Teresa from Jezebels has teamed up with Algernon down at the Courtyard, and they're having a fashion show. And the proceeds for that is going towards a water conservation. Stella Artois, I didn't realize this, actually has a female group that really puts a lot into water conservation and clean water in outside countries and such. So they're going to be giving back. So, we give scholarships, and so our festival is all very cool now that our festival, we are doing things to give back scholarships to our local people, and then people are joining together and doing other things to give back to other scholars, so it's just building on that.
Paying it forward.
Right, exactly. Friday night is, they're moving First Friday Art Walk to accommodate the film festival, so it will be April 10th, which is my birthday, so it'll be a big party downtown. I'm super excited. Yeah, but that's right. So we've got, everyone will have a lot of stuff. There's, we'll have music up on the square, and that, in different locations, and then just all the activities there with the Friday, film showing all day again, and then Saturday, film showing all day, and then every night what's going to happen at the Brick will be the Filmmaker Salon. So students can come for free, everyone else can come with a ticket, and you get to pick the brains of filmmakers, directors. We had the FSU Film School here last year, Manhattan Film Institute. Mark Emery, Bruce Mozart was on the panel last year, and they just get to ask lots of questions and interact with them. It's a really intimate, cool thing. So that happens every night. Friday night, as I mentioned, and then Saturday movies again all day, and then we'll have that beautiful dinner right down, right by Doug Blanchard's building right there. Actually, we're going to utilize the side of his building. That's where all the 10 restaurants have their prep tents. And then I know we've talked about even utilizing the side of the building, and so letting our feature sponsor even, we really want to thank, we've had some community members right in the last few weeks step up and said, we got to make sure that this happens. And so I'm so appreciative of that. And I'll announce their names later once we got all that solidified. And then Sunday, it'll be after the street party and stuff, and then Sunday is Best of the Fest. So all of the award-winning films will be shown all day Sunday at the theater. So a fun 5 days.
It is a fun 5 days. And, quite frankly, this is something that I'm so proud of this community that we've done, because we married the past and the present. And it involves not just the Marion Theater, but all of film. That includes Bruce Mozart, Mark Emery, all those people that have been involved in film for a long time. I love Cross Creek. Cross Creek was always one of my spiritual homes, because I tell the story. I grew up, my mother read to me out of Cross Creek, and I love Cross Creek. I love Marjorie Kennedy Rollins, and later in life I went back there a number of times. I actually pondered, Teddy Goss, one time I thought about moving there. I thought, I'm going to move there and write novels, because I get Marjorie Kennedy Rollins, who's still one of my all-time favorite writers, wonderful writer, and that movie Cross Creek has a special meaning to me, and I'm so happy that we're doing that.
Well, and they're allowing us, the Brick is going to be decorated with a lot of her things. It's going to be set up like old Florida down at the Brick. I cannot wait to see how that all comes together. So
many of our newer residents don't appreciate the long history that Ocala has had with movies, TV, and entertainment. In the 60s, ABC owned Silver Springs, and they did a weekly remote on national television from Silver Springs. The Hotel Marion, which is now the gray Ocala building, was built because a cowboy star in the 20s named Tom Mix would come here to Ocala, and he said the only thing Ocala needed to become a movie center was a first-class tourist hotel. The city then raised the money, and they built the hotel. A local citizen who later became a great actor had a bit part in the first Cross Creek, the yearling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Pat O'Neill, for sure. The brothers, Mike is his brother and owns a restaurant in New York City, and we knew Mike. He went to school with us. And we're going to take a break here real quick. I want to come back on and pick up. Doc, thanks for dropping by.
Thank you.
Good stuff. I think the other mission we have now is to let people go forward and tell stories, tell about Silver Spring International Festival.
Right.
We think everybody knows about it,
right,
but we're insulated in our group. Now there's to get the word to the next level. People say what's happening, where it is, what it is, and why it's something.
And why we have it. And Doc Blanchard hit it right on that. Yeah. It's about the rich history of film in our community and getting that coming back. So I love
Doc Blanchard, he's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah,
I don't know where he went to college. Some thought school up in New Hampshire or New York or Massachusetts. Oh, wait a minute, it was Harvard, I forgot. We'll take a break, come back, finish up right here with Angie Lewis. And the whole gang, I'm so lucky to have these good people around me today. So I'm having a good time. We'll talk about it on the other side right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Time now to spiff up your bling for spring. Make your rings look brand new. Our master jeweler at Goss & Son will rhodium finish your rings for just $69.95, regular price $75. It's like waxing your car. It brings that shine back and looks all brand new all over again. So come see us. Our downtown location, Goss & Son Jewelers, serving you downtown for 65 years.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account, plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is the place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
I have an invitation to everyone. World-traveled speaker, storyteller, animator, and composer-performer Nate Frederick is coming to Ocala to lecture on the healing effect of faith, spiritual understanding, and unselfed love at the College of Central Florida's Weber Conference Center at 3001 Southwest College Road. Nate's talk begins at 2 p.m. on Saturday, February 28th, and on Friday, February 27th, Nate will be our guest at 11:05 a.m. to give us a preview. So be sure to listen and learn about the healing power of love.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. Coming up in just a few moments, Southern Picks again tonight. Coach Steve Spurrier is our guest. Don't want to miss that. Frank Franzi, voice of Jaguars, and a lot to discuss with Terry Bradshaw. So, all right. So, insurance lady.
Yes.
You said something a couple of weeks ago that intrigued me. We only got about a minute.
Okay.
I was just talking to Teddy about this. I have a railroad watch that my great grandfather had, and they handed it down to me. I don't know what it's worth, but it's worth something. I'm going to have her appraise it. I'm thinking, you said something about the fact, don't count on your jewelry being covered by your normal policy.
Correct.
If you have especially deductible, say you got $2,000 deductible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, $2,000 is a lot of money, and there goes your jewelry, right?
Right, and the other thing is sometimes it's there's a limit on, like some people have like what's called jewelry and furs, which I always crack up in Florida having fur coverage.
Yeah.
They'll have a $2,500 max on it. What's that going to do?
Yeah.
It's something that has a value.
Right.
But no, you can have what's called a personal articles policy, which is it itemizes out. It gives you the appraised value. So, and it gives you a broader coverage because it's going to give you coverage if you lose that item or it's stolen. So it's not just due to some sort of catastrophic event like a fire or hurricane happens to your home. It gives you a lot broader coverage for that, something that either has sentimental value to you or is just a valuable piece. I mean, sharing with you, we have people who have history books, coin collections, musical instruments, artwork, and jewelry. So it's not always just jewelry. I did have a lady come to me, though. She wanted us to do her Coach purse collection, and unfortunately, we do. That's one thing that we don't do purses.
You don't do purses,
but we do golf bags. So I think that's yes. I'm like, wait a minute, we'll do golf bags and golf equipment, But I think because women tend to leave their purses kind of
that'd be a little
a lot.
They do, don't they? They do. Real quick, you got about 30 seconds. There used to be something in insurance many years ago called mysterious disappearance.
Yes.
And I actually got that covered one time because the airline lost my clothes, my bag stuff,
exactly.
And they could never find out what they did with them. They wouldn't give me the money.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to I called my insurance man. He said, yeah, we got something that covers that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they covered it.
And that's part of that too. And too, a lot of I know like the credit card that we offer has that coverage for people too when they travel.
Check out Angie Lewis State Farm Agency. Well, thank our guest today. Thanks to Doc Blanchard, to Teddy Gause, on behalf of my broadcast partner, Thompson. Stay tuned. Well, coming up, Southern Picks again tonight.
Time now to spiff up your bling for spring. Make your rings look brand new. Our master jeweler at Goss & Son will rhodium finish your rings for just $69.95, regular price $75. It's like waxing your car. It brings that shine back and looks all brand new all over again. So come see us. Our downtown location, Goss & Son Jewelers, serving you downtown for 65 years. Imagine yourself in a quaint bistro right in the heart of a charming French village about to indulge in real French cuisine. Located in beautiful, vibrant downtown Ocala, La Cuisine offers authentic French cuisine and wine from an award-winning menu. Patrice and Elodie moved to Ocala in 2009 because they fell in love with it. And you're going to fall in love with La Cuisine if you haven't already. La Cuisine offers a quick bite for lunch or a leisurely dinner in a comfortable and relaxed setting. So call La Cuisine of Ocala today at 352-433-2570. It's like a direct call to Paris. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Are you wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars on termite retreat fees? If you're not with Turner Pest Control, you probably are. Turner Pest Control offers the industry's only termite and pest control package that never charges retreat fees, ever. You can get started today for only $99. This is a value of $500 or more. This includes treatments, installation of monitoring stations, quarterly pest control, and a lifetime guarantee, all for an unbelievable low $99. Even if you have another pest control provider, visit turnerpest.com to find out how you can avoid paying those high termite retreat fees.
You already know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information, yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute. Visit George Mangan Insurance today at www.manganinsurance.com.
Join us on Saturday, March 7, 2015 for the second annual Habitat Strawberries Festival at the McPherson Government Complex. The goal of this festival is not only to provide a great time for families in Ocala, but to also raise funds to build a home for our family and our community and support Habitat for Humanity's mission to strengthen communities, build hope, and provide dignified housing solutions. Remember, Saturday, March 7, 2015 for the second annual Habitat Strawberries Festival at the McPherson Government Complex, which starts at 7 a.m. with breakfast.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account, plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
WWOCA, WWOCA.
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA, The Source.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
This is Southern Pigskin Tonight with host Buddy Martin on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Hello, welcome to Southern Pigskin Tonight, where every day is football season and we never stop talking about the game we love. And by the way, talking about it with some pretty cool people these days. I'm Buddy Martin along with Tom Schmitz here in the southernmost region of Southern Pigskin Radio Network, our WOCA studios in beautiful Ocala. One of our special guests today, and for that matter, the whole year, is South Carolina coach Steve Spurrier. We sat down with the head ball coach at his home in Columbia to talk about the struggle of his Gamecocks last season, why the bowl game win over Miami was so crucial, his new defensive coordinator, John Hoke, and the name of the quarterback, who will most likely start in 2015. You want to take a guess who that is, Tom?
I don't know. Dylan Thompson? No. I guess he's finally used up his eligibility. Maybe one of those guys from Jacksonville or something.
Not even close, Tom. The most likely South Carolina starting quarterback candidate is not even in school yet and won't be until summer.
Wow.
But we'll hold back on that for now and hear from the head ball coach in just a few moments. Meanwhile, much of football has been focused on the pro prospects and how some of the potential first-rounders have showed up at the NFL Combines. All signs point to Jameis Winston as the Bucs pick with the number one choice. Coming up, we'll talk about that with the voice of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Frank Frangie, and what the Jags have in mind for their number 3 pick overall.
Yeah, buddy, I know we call Frank the voice of the Jaguars, and that's correct. But we also know his heart and soul is still buried with his love of college football.
No doubt about that. Frank will also weigh in on his favorite college team. That would be the Florida Gators, and the new coach, Jim McElwain. Speaking of more college football coaches, program note here, in an effort to load up this show with some great guests, we've also got Urban Meyer coming on. So keep listening right here to our College Football Central, where all the action happens right here on this station. Southern Pigskin Tonight, where you find the best of the best. Plenty to talk about with Urban and the Buckeyes run for the national championship.
Well, first off, buddy, did the Coast Guard finally find him? Last time I heard he was lost somewhere in the Gulf of Mexico on a cruise ship, fogged in. I mean, he texted you that before it even broke in the news.
Yes, he did, Tom. He's back to shore safely now, I'm glad to report. Urban and his wife, Shelley, helped raise more than $2 million for their cancer charity fund. We'll have plenty to talk about with a guy who's now being mentioned in the same breath these days as the best in college football, along with Alabama's Nick Saban. We'll talk more about Ohio State's incredible run with Urban next week, and we'll get back to his recent adventure, that Froggy Cruise news, in just a moment. Naturally, we'll be hearing from the star of the show, Terry Bradshaw, who's taking a few weeks of R&R in Hawaii, but has left his mailbag behind for us. So we'll hear briefly from Terry in just a moment. Then he'll be along later to open up his HeyTerryBradshaw@gmail.com mailbag. Right now, let's go up I-95 to the mothership in Brunswick and talk to the 3 and Out team, including host Kevin Thomas and SouthernPigskin.com publisher B.J. Bennett. Kevin, B.J., and Matt Osborne are heard weekdays on 790 AM and 103.7 FM in Brunswick, 1400 AM and 104.3 FM in Savannah, Hilton Head, and 1350 in Blackshill Waycross. Kevin, so what do you and B.J. think of the latest information coming out of the NFL Combine?
Thanks, buddy. Good to be along here with you on Southern Pigskin. Tonight, B.J. Bennett joining me here from the road. And again, B.J., we just had the Combine, which you're looking ahead to the draft. And a lot of folks getting into breaking down 40 times and vertical leaps. And we had a couple of, really physical freaks. Chris Conley, one of those guys that dominated the draft from a numbers standpoint. When you start talking about teams looking at their draft, how much do you think teams look at vertical leaps and 40 times when they're doing a total evaluation on a player that they're looking to bring in versus, what they've seen on the tape?
Well, that's the $64,000 question that seems to be debated considerably this time of year, and I think for good reason. Me personally, I'm a game production over combine performance kind of guy, though I do think there can be merit in what you see at the combine. I've heard Ben Troop, my buddy who played at Florida, of course, and with the Titans, he's told me that he've used the combine as kind of a validation of the production you have in college, i.e. we see the game tape, we see you're a big-time player, and then you go to Indianapolis and you go work out, and it's kind of a sterile, neutral environment. You're not comfortable necessarily at home like you are at pro day, so it's a good measuring stick, barometer, point of reference athletically. And you're right, there were a couple of guys who absolutely dominated the combine, and when you have exaggerated success, that's got to mean something, I would think, just in terms of your raw abilities. The wide receiver from Georgia who you referenced, Chris Conley, was stunning. I mean, this guy's dealt with some injuries at UGA, still averaged over 18 yards a catch last year, but he just dominated every event he took part in. I think Vic Beasley, the edge rusher, maybe a defensive end, maybe outside linebacker, depending upon what scheme he goes to. We knew this guy was a freak, and he absolutely showed that at the combine with his combination of speed and strength. Some of the quarterbacks obviously perform well. Some of the linemen, you like to see those guys be mobile, be able to get off the block, get off the line quick, and of course the pure speed with the wide receivers and the cover corners the execs like to see. But to me, what you do in live game action is the most important, but certainly there's at least some merit in what you see at the combine.
And all across the South, it seems like, BJ, teams in the South have high draft picks. The Jaguars, the Tampa Bay Bucks, the Atlanta Falcons. Obviously, the quarterback showed out. A lot of talk about Jameis to the Bucks. The Jags don't need a quarterback. The Falcons don't need a quarterback. Who are some teams that you feel like right here in the South, people are going to be looking at to go high in the draft with some of those teams like Jacksonville and Atlanta?
Well, I think Jacksonville's in an advantageous situation in that they're building their young core. I think Jacksonville's really moving in the right direction. I like some of the moves they've made. They have a good foundation in place, but they're to the point where they can still theoretically draft the best player available. A lot of talk about Leonard Williams, the defensive lineman out of USC. A lot of talk about Randy Gregory, the edge rusher out of Nebraska. Those guys are both impressive at the combine. I've even heard some whispers and grumblings from some folks. Maybe Jacksonville could potentially be interested in Amari Cooper, the wide receiver out of Alabama. I think Jacksonville's high enough in the draft and is comfortable enough with what they're doing. They're going to get an impact player. Wouldn't surprise me, Kevin, if at this point Williams out of USC, Leonard Williams, a versatile lineman who could do a number of different things for Jacksonville up front, might be their guy. With Atlanta, you're probably looking edge rusher, and there are a couple of different ones right there from Florida. I love Dante Fowler Jr. His explosiveness, his athleticism. I think he would be a great fit for Atlanta. Maybe Vic Beasley, who we mentioned from Clemson, another SEC guy, Shane Ray coming out of Missouri. He'd be an option. So I think those are some of the names right now for the Jaguars and the Falcons.
And BJ, we got about a minute left here. Where do you think the debate, the line of demarcation gets drawn in the whole Mariota, Jameis Winston debate? Is it simply a matter of what style quarterback you want, and that's the difference?
Yeah, not just with those two guys, but with quarterbacks over the years, I think we're so quick to look at a quarterback because it's the high-profile position and go, oh, this guy was a bust, or oh, this guy's a superstar. Maybe more so than any other spot on the field, quarterback's all about fit. Is the coordinator doing what you're comfortable with? Are you in a situation where you have talent around you? The terminology, the speed, everything's exaggerated, the jump from college to the pros. Are you being brought along at a proper pace? So when you're talking about Mariota, Winston, those guys, and number one picks over the years, they're talented. They're absolutely talented. What type of situation are they coming into? To me, that can go at least a good bit of the way, Kevin, towards determining their success.
Buddy, the combine is over, so now it's all about looking ahead to pro days and the NFL draft. We'll send it back to you here on Southern Pigskin tonight.
All right, thanks very much, Kevin. Tom, before we get to Terry, a few college football notes here and there on our desk to catch up on. Back to that Buckeye cruise. Temporarily lost at sea for 2 days. Yeah, you might say Urban wanted to come on the show with his buddy, but didn't have the foggiest idea of what he wanted to talk about. Ba-dum-ba. Rim shot for you there, Tom. Yeah, I had texted Urban about coming on the show Sunday, but was curious after not hearing back to him because usually he gets right back to me. 2 days later, he responded, I'm stuck on a charity cruise ship in fog. Last 2 days outside Tampa. Probably do the show later in the week. Yeah, I'm interested to see how Urban handles those three quarterbacks. Has any coach ever had the luxury of having three starting quarterbacks on their roster before, buddy? Three? No, not really. Talk about a quarterback controversy. He's got one. From what I'm hearing, Cardale Jones, a guy who played so well at the end of the year, the last 3 games, may have turned a corner on the maturity scale recently. Remember last year, before he was playing, he tweeted that now infamous tweet? Yeah, I got it all right here, buddy. Why should we have to go to class if we came here to play football? We ain't come to play school. Classes are pointless. Which is why this quote stood out this week from the newly made over Cardale Jones. Quote, my education is going to take me 10 times further than my athletic ability. At my point in my career, I feel it's best for me to go back to school. One of the most important things for me is to graduate. Buddy, that sounds a little bit orchestrated, to be honest. Yeah, well, it probably does, but it's a heck of an improvement on what he said before in his tweet. I'll agree with that. You know, Tom, the weather's been bad everywhere these days. Maybe not so much in Florida, but we've had some cold weather around here. We need to go somewhere tropical. Hey, I got an idea. How about Hawaii? I'm in. Oh, I get what you mean. But the best we can do today is go there via telephone as we hook up with Terry Bradshaw. Here's some more pure Bradshaw gold.
In our conversation with Terry and his pal Mel Tillis, they talked about their days in Las Vegas when they were prepping for a movie script, Cannonball Run. Something interesting and wild happened one night when Mel received a phone call from a big-time celebrity. That celebrity was a man known as Frank. Terry picks up the story from here.
I get a call at 4:30 in the morning. Mel's in one room. I'm in the room next to him. Phone rings at 4:30 a.m. Frank Sinatra has sent his yellow Caddy sedan to pick me and Melvin up. He wants to have a drink. 4:30 in the morning. Mel, you remember? We went.
Oh, yeah.
I woke you up.
Yeah. I remember he called us up. I came off stage, and he said, no, I wasn't off stage. I was just in my dressing room, and somebody said, hey, Mel, said Frank Sinatra's on the phone. I said, no, he ain't done it. It is. And I said, hello? Hello, Mel. I said, yes. He said, Frank, he said, would you like to go belt a few? You know, that's a northern language. That ain't southern. Anyway, I said, yeah, we went. So me and Bratzo went, and we hung out with him a couple hours down there. And, you know, I did, the whole time that I was out there, he'd call every other night or something, and I'd go down there and entertain him, make him laugh.
Remember, people ask me, what was that night like? And I said, well, he's got a balcony, remember, Mel? And it overlooked the whole place, and he drank Jack Daniels. And so Frank drinks Jack, you drink Jack. I'd never tasted liquor in my life, but I drank Jack with Frank Sinatra. So that's I've sung with Mel Tillis. Jack Daniels.
Yeah, he drank Jack Daniels.
Yeah, Jack Daniels.
That was his, and on the rocks. He didn't mix it with nothing.
No,
and he could sit back and drink 2 or 3 beers and be stupid. And he could drink it all night, and you didn't even know he was drinking.
What we love about Terry, besides his knowledge as a Hall of Fame quarterback and winner of 4 Super Bowls, is his spontaneity. You never know what he'll say next.
Never.
We do know what he'll say later in the show when we catch up on the final segment in his mailbag. Still to come, Frank Frangie, voice of the Jacksonville Jaguars, weighs in on the NFL Combine and more on Southern Pigskin tonight.
More with Buddy Martin and Southern Pigskin tonight on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network next.
Man has long dreamed of turning lead into gold. We dreamed of turning gold into platinum. Bud Light Platinum in a sleek cobalt blue bottle, triple filtered, smooth finish, top shelf taste. Make it platinum. Bud Light Platinum. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Platinum Lager, ale in Texas and Oregon. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, this is Jimmy Bohannon from Bohannon Associates Land Surveying.
And this is Sheila Arnett, Commissioner Earl Arnett's wife.
And we are here representing Bohannon Associates team for the American Cancer Society Relay for Life.
1 out of every 3 people has been impacted by cancer. As you're hearing this, our good friend Bridget Harmon is battling cancer for the 2nd time. And we are showing our support to her and everyone else that cancer has impacted by hosting a team for Relay for Life.
We want to let you know about a very important fundraiser March 11th at Gator Docksides off of 200 between 5 and 9 p.m.
Gator Docksides will donate 10% of sales from the event directly to Relay for Life.
And we'll have a silent auction full of wonderful gift baskets, so please make sure you come out and support us in fighting this terrible disease.
March 11th at Gator Docksides from 5 to 9.
If you'd like to donate items for the auction, please contact me at 352-875-8766.
Or me at 352-209-1037.
Please join us in supporting a great cause.
Does osteoarthritis bring frustration with every step? Do pain and stiffness affect your everyday activities? If so, you may be interested in a research study for the treatment of pain associated with osteoarthritis. Rinstar Medical Research is conducting a research study of an investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 40 and 75 and who have been treated for the pain associated with osteoarthritis for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication. Compensation for time and travel will be provided. To learn more about this osteoarthritis study, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. Again, That's 352-629-5800.
Hi, this is Randy Briggs of the Briggs Law Firm. Traditional help for truly injured. We trademark registered this belief years ago as our description of our practice at the Briggs Law Firm. By traditional help, we mean that clients actually meet with a partner in the firm who will personally handle their case, not a paralegal. Well, what about truly injured? We limit our practice to injury claims having merit with clients who indeed have been injured. So if you or a loved one have been truly injured, compare our credentials at thebriggslawfirm.com or call us at 671-4600.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Now back to more Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin, on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Welcoming now to the program, Southern Pigskin Tonight, the voice of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Boy, it still sounds a little weird to me, but Frank Franchi, our good friend from 1010 XL in Jacksonville, who's going to talk to us today about the Jaguars and also about what's going on with the NFL Combines, which ended Monday, and how the prospects look. Frank, how you doing?
Buddy, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. How's everybody?
We're doing well. We're trying to study up a little bit in the off season here and catch up with your world, which is NFL football a lot, although I know secretly you're a real college football maven. And, in fact, do a show on college football in Jacksonville as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's all that big a secret, buddy, but you're exactly right. I'm proud to be the voice of the Jaguars, and really getting to know those guys has been the coolest thing. Gus Bradley's one of the best people I've ever covered in many, many years of doing this, buddy. And they're legit over there, so it's a great operation. But, yeah, I love my college football as well. There's no question about it.
So let's go, before we jump in with both feet, let's just sneak peek behind the curtain on college football. This is the time of year where the two merge because the NFL Combine is now talking about the class coming out. But let's talk about the new coach at Florida. First of all, I know you're a graduate of Florida. You follow that program closely. You observe the coaches and the results all these years. And consequently, I know you're definitely tuned into what's happening in Gainesville. Frank, what about what's happening with a new head coach in Gainesville, and what do you think is going to happen? Can he get the job done?
Let me tell you a story about Jim McElwain, but I've told this story on my air. This was 2008, maybe 2009, when he was at Alabama. Gino Torretta and I were working the Alabama-Tennessee game, right? It's like the day before. It's the Friday before the game. It's 1:30 in the afternoon, and we think we're going to be talking to Nick Saban about the game the next day, right? So we're in the coach's office. We're in the football office in the hallway. And here comes Nick down the hallway. Nick has got his coat and tie on, and he's got a state trooper with him. And I mean to tell you, he had that intense Nick Saban look on his face, right? So rather than stop and say hello to Gino and me, he kept right on going. I mean, walked past us, not hello, how you doing, good to see you. I mean, my buddy Gino even kind of did the half wave. You know, you do the half wave sometimes, then you got to pull it back when you realize the other guy's not going to wave back. So Torretta does the half wave to Nick Saban. Saban walks on by, doesn't say a word. We're just kind of left standing there in the hall. Well, McElwain sees the whole thing. We're just outside of Jim's office. He was the offensive coordinator at Alabama, of course, at the time. Brings us in, puts his arm around us. Hey guys, don't worry about that. Coach didn't mean anything by it. He's a good guy. He's just very busy. But how can I help you? Well, we get in there with McElwain. He tells us all about the game plan, all about the game, all about his team, all about his players. So we're in there for a while talking football with Jim McElwain. So he kind of saved the day for us, buddy. Well, then afterwards he says, hey, you guys need anything here? I'm here to enjoy yourself in Tuscaloosa. Well, I walk out of there and I tell Gino, that's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Thinking I'll never see this guy again, right? Well, 5 years later, he's the head football coach at the University of Florida. Kind of a cool story. And I told Jim that story. I asked if he remembered. I don't think he did. But I think he's that guy. I think he's a little bit Bowden. I think he's a little bit Spurrier. He's got that fiery, feisty Spurrier side to him, buddy. But I also think he's got that good old boy Bowden side to him. and I think he's got a great offensive mind, which is what both of them had. So I think he's going to be fantastic at Florida. I think it's a great hire, and I can't wait to see him get started. I really am.
Well, you're right about one thing. Spurrier, I even asked Spurrier myself, what do you think? He said, yeah, there's a little bit of me in him in there. He agrees with that. McElwain impressed me on the very first day in the press conference. Of course, winning a press conference is not going to get you anything on the field. But I felt like in 30 minutes, and I tweeted that I think he has the room. I think he'll have the locker room. So impressed with how he speaks and how he carries himself. But there's a lot of work to be done in Gainesville, as you know, Frank. And they've dug themselves quite a hole in Gainesville. So he's going to take all he can muster to get that program turned around.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. But, it happens fast nowadays, buddy. A couple of recruiting years. He salvaged the recruiting season with some big names at the end there. It'll take a while, but it ain't going to take that long. It's like every other level of football now. Is your quarterback any good? If Treon Harris or Will Greer, who everyone's dying to see, is any good, it isn't going to take a long time. It'll be. It's not going to happen next year, but it'll happen faster than you think. Look at Gus Malzahn at Auburn. It didn't take him very long. So if this guy's the right guy, it's going to happen faster than you think.
Not only that, but he served free pizza to the press. So, and himself personally served it, so he knows how to get to their hearts and minds in a hurry. Let's talk a little NFL football, Frank. Let's talk about the combines, and the news is out now. Obviously, there have been some players who've had a pretty big impact, and I guess we can start with Florida's DJ Humphries, a guy who made an impact on the combine now and become a first-round draft choice more than likely, and a guy who has a chance to start in the NFL. What's your take on Humphries?
Number one, I think he can get in the back end of the first round, buddy. I don't think he's going to go in the middle of the round, but yeah, he could sneak his way into the first round, and I hope he does. He played there a long time in Florida. Look, I'm surprised. I didn't know he was that good of a player at left tackle. He was always a little bit undersized at Florida. He was in that 275, 285 range, but he weighed over 300 at the combine. He's an athletic guy. He probably needs to go to a team with a little bit of a zone blocking scheme. He doesn't need to be manning up on edge rushers the whole time. But yeah, you know what? Anybody that can work their way that high as he did, good for him. DJ's worked hard. I was surprised when he came out a little bit. I thought he needed another year. But you know what? They loved him at the combine. He was stronger than I thought he would be. I knew he would be pretty agile. Hey, good for him. I don't think he's going to make it into the top part of the round, but I think he could climb into the bottom of the first round by the time April gets here.
A good analysis. Also, not a secret to us is Dante Fowler, who looks like he might be a stand-up or hand-on-the-ground guy who could play in the 3-4, guy who had a good camp as well. What's your take on Fowler?
Oh, I think he's good, buddy. I think Dante Fowler can play. He plays hard every freaking play. That's one of the things that really jumps off the page for him. He's a great kid. So you realize, and I know you know this, this kid, from his age in advance or whatever, bought a half-page ad in the Gainesville paper thanking the fans. He and when you become a superstar, sometimes you're a little too cool for school. You know what I mean? You're too cool to do the fun nerdy things the college students do. So you got to watch your image. Not that kid. I think 1 week after he graduated, or 1 week after he said he was coming out, he was in the Rowdy Reptiles section hanging out with them at a basketball game. I think he's a neat kid, and I think he plays hard. Look, he's gone from mid-first rounder to high first rounder. He could be the third overall pick. He could wind up here. I think, I'm telling you, if Winston goes first to the Bucs, which I think he's going to, if Leonard Williams goes second to the Titans, which he could, now Mariota is going to factor into that thing somehow, but if Leonard Williams, the defensive tackle out of USC, goes second overall to the Titans, I think Dante Fowler could wind up here. I think he's that good of a player. I think people like him. I think he's a good kid. He tested great. I wouldn't be one bit surprised if he wound up here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, Frank, I agree with you. I think that the guy to draft the number one position the Bucs need, in my opinion, is going to be the guy who led the Seminoles to a national championship and had an unbelievable career. And Jameis Winston has had some hard knocks on him, and he's done some stupid things. But if he goes Tampa, I'm not sure who you got for the Titans taking it too. So you think Dante Fowler could be a Jaguar at 3, huh?
I think he could be, and I agree with you on Winston, buddy. You know what? He did some dumb things there, but I think he's a bright kid. I also think he's a gamer. I think he's better when the games are being played than when they're not. I'm with you. I would jump all over him. Yeah, I think, look, all the talk is if Leonard Williams is there out of USC, that's who the Jaguars will take. I mean, he's a big-bodied guy. I mean, he may be another J.J. Watt. He plays hard. He's that same size, 6'5", 290. And if the Titans took Mariota at second, or if they traded out of there to someone who wants Mariota, then I think Williams comes here. But if Williams goes second overall to the Titans, which could happen, I'm telling you, I think the Jaguars could wind up with Dante Fowler, which I would love to see happen.
All right, Jacksonville's got quite a few picks. Can you kind of run down some of the people they're looking at besides the number 3 spot with possibly Fowler?
Well, it's about positions, buddy. The things, look, they need a lot of things, right? This is a team that's got some needs. The number one thing that they need more than anything else is a pass rusher. They got some older pass rushers, Chris Clemens, Red Bryant, some older guys. So they need pass rushers. So I think that's no matter where they pick, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to take a pass rusher. I don't think anybody debates that. After that, they've got to find a free safety, either in free agency or in the draft. They've got to find a running back. Based on what they do in free agency will dictate what they wind up doing in the draft. It always works that way, right? But assuming they get a couple offensive linemen in free agency and a receiver in free agency, I think the draft will be edge rusher, linebacker, running back, safety. I think those are the 4 prominent things they have to do in the draft.
All right, let's get back to Jameis for a second. Mike Mayock, who's a pretty good judge of talent, he was asked on Mike and Mike about Jameis Winston. He said he would make the first pick. He would take him. He was Tampa, but he says he has some real concerns about his demeanor and his problems. It gets down to it. Lovie Smith has made comments that he felt like he could be the guy. Do you think they're playing possum there, or do you think, in fact, that the Bucs will bite the bullet on his behavior and go ahead and draft the guy over Marcus Mariota?
Yeah, there's no possum. I think they're taking him. I think the Bucs aren't even in a position where they need to even fake it. I think they're taking Winston, and buddy, I think everybody knows that. You know, I don't think I think everybody knows they're taking Winston. I don't think it's Mariota. I'd be very surprised if it's anybody else. I'm 90% sure that's who they take. Now, it gets interesting after that, but I'm 90% sure they wind up taking Winston. I'd be shocked if it's not him.
Hi, Frank Frangie, 1010XL, voice of the Jacksonville Jaguars. One more thing, Frank, if I may. Florida's got 12 former players who are going to participate in the Pro Day. Out of that bunch of people, and you know most of them, everybody from Matt Jones, a big running back, who had an okay 40 time, not great, all the way through a guy we forget about, Andre DeBose, who had a mountain of talent, who never has done much with it, right down to guys like Kyle Christie, the punter. Is anybody on that list that you think maybe could be a sleeper that might get drafted that we haven't talked about or no one's noticed?
Yeah, no one's noticed, not necessarily. I think Humphrey's was the one guy's got a chance to get drafted in the back of the first round. Fowler's going to go very high, as everybody knows. The guy that I think is going to be a really good player from that group is Max Garcia. Played guard all his career, transferred from Maryland, moved to center last year, and looks like he can play center at the next level. Of all the guys they're gonna get looked at there, I think Christie can punt in the league. Who knows what Dubose will do? Humphreys will make his way to the end of the first round or middle of the second at the lowest. Fowler's going to be a high draft pick. I'm not sure Neron Ball gets drafted, but I think he can make a team. They got a lot of those guys, just average guys. I don't think Tyler Moore is going to make a team. Darius Cummings, who did not get invited to the combine, is just an okay guy. So I don't think there's a lot of guys. One guy that has my attention is Max Garcia. I think he will be an NFL center, and I think he'll play there for a long time. I think he's a good player. So to your question, other than Fowler and Humphreys, the guys we know about, Max Garcia is a guy I think you should have your eyes on.
Thanks, Frank Frangie. Up next, it wasn't a great year for Steve Spurrier and the South Carolina Gamecocks, but the head ball coach has regrouped, as he told me in my recent sit-down interview with him in his Columbia home, right here on Southern Pigskin Tonight.
More with Buddy Martin and Southern Pigskin Tonight on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network next.
The next drink is on Dave Del Rio at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Just ask him for it. But don't wait. Show up soon because this offer isn't going to last very long. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill will be filling up fast because their friends from the north are headed back that way soon. The good news is that seating is now available and Dave's buying the first drink. If you've been hearing about the crowd at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill and couldn't get in, now you can see firsthand what your friends have been talking about. Great food. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Floresiana menu. Great location. Check out those gorgeous sunsets over Lake Weir. Great people. starting with Chef Dave Del Rio, who began his career in 1978. This spicy guy has been instrumental in opening over 100 restaurants, and he's buying you a drink. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill, where there's little or no waiting these days. Come see what started out as Jay Eaton's dream almost 90 years ago. It's more awesome than ever.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is the place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Here in Florida, when you're looking to go to the beach, you've got hundreds of options. Theme parks, no shortage of options there either. But when it comes to home insurance, most companies have only one option. Allstate is different. Here in Florida, Allstate agents offer home insurance options from several companies, so they can help you get the coverage that's right for you. And they'll help you save on quality car insurance, too. For starters, safe drivers save 45% with Allstate. So before you settle for just one option, talk to someone with many home and car insurance options. Your local Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Hi, this is Kevin McDonald, your local Allstate agent. To get your quote, please call us at 622-2333 or stop by one of our two Ocala locations.
Allstate has no financial responsibility to you for any home insurance policy you purchase and would not be responsible for any claims. Allstate does not make any representations or accept liability related to operations of home insurance companies, including but not limited to their financial conditions. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
Now back to more Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin, on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
It hasn't been a great fall and winter so far for Steve Spurrier, the man who's known for decompressing in the offseason. His South Carolina football team struggled just to make it to a bowl game. The Gamecocks did beat Miami to finish 7-6 on the season and pull out a top 20 recruiting class. That helped. But there were rumors that the head ball coach might step down, which he admits crossed his mind momentarily when the team went through a long losing streak. I visited with Steve recently in Columbia and found him upbeat and eager, despite the diminishing numbers of his roster. No fewer than 11 scholarship players have left the program since the season ended. But check this out. Some were asked to leave. One came out early for the NFL, and a few others just didn't see their future in Columbia. And there were a few recruits who reneged and flopped at the last minute. But again, South Carolina ended up with a top 20 class. If it bothered Spurrier, and he tends to approach these problems with the attitude of some you win, some you lose, you couldn't really tell it. I asked Steve if he was looking forward to the winter workouts and spring practice and what changes he foresaw with his new co-defensive coordinator and friend, John Hoke.
We want to be organized. We want to be a good, solid defense. Everybody knows what to do, and the players can play fast. We'll line up, disguise a little bit and blitz a little bit, zone a little bit, man a little bit. And that's what all good defenses do. They do a little bit of everything and do a good job disguising. And then also you got to tackle, get off blocks and tackle. So we got a lot of new players that are going to be helping us on defense also this year, and offensively we got to make sure we get our quarterback ready to go. And receivers, we lost a lot of players at those positions last year, but looking forward to this 2015, and really looking forward to spring ball starting about a month from now.
Without question, the win over Miami and Shreveport was a mood lifter for Spurrier's team, and he's already talking about how he's going to approach this spring. Remember, he beat Miami, Florida, and Georgia last year, and ordinarily that would be a great year for Spurrier, but expectations are higher these days for Gamecock fans. After winning 11 games for 3 straight years and being picked to win the SEC East this year, a 7-6 record just isn't good enough. And neither was the defense.
Oh, buddy, I think you got to ask every coach that was 6-6 going into the bowl game, how important is it? They'll all tell you, hey, I'm either going to be winner this year or loser this year, one or the other. And fortunately, we became the winner, and Miami became the loser at the end of the game at the Independence Bowl there in Shreveport. But again, it makes for the entire offseason. I've learned, I don't know how far back, but those bowl games are extremely important because that's the game you talk about till you play again. So it's a good 7-8 month game that maybe you can look back upon and sort of re-energize your team and build on it. Going into the off season after a bunch of losses, it's got to be difficult. I think it's difficult for Miami. They lost their last 4 games of the season, and they've lost 4 straight bowl games. Coach Golden can get them back up. He's got to do a heck of a job to do that. But they'll be down a while, but they are a good team. We were very fortunate to end up ahead of them.
Beat Miami, you beat Florida, you beat Georgia. You think that would be a fantastic year, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would think beating those teams would give us a heck of a record. But we managed to lose to Kentucky and Tennessee and lost another close one to Auburn and Missouri. We weren't as strong defensively as we've been in most years. We gave up 30 points a game. If we'd given up 20 points a game like we had our prior 2 years when we won 11 games, we could have easily won 11 again. But again, we didn't play well offensively at the end, and certainly didn't stop the other team at the end of those games we lost. But going 7-6 is it's not a terrible year, and to be able to win the bowl game, I think there's only 3 major conference teams with 4 straight bowl wins. Us, Texas A&M, and Michigan State. The only 3 in the nation that have won 4 straight bowl games.
When is the last time Spurrier went into a spring without knowing the name of his starting quarterback? In fact, right now, it isn't even a 2-horse race. And here's something really rare. The quarterback with the best chance to start in this newly conceived Gamecock offense, which will feature some zone read, isn't even on campus yet. Shades of Florida in 1990? Remember back then, Spurrier had Shane Matthews on the roster, even if he did have to reach down to the 5th string to find him. So who's going to be the Gamecocks quarterback following Dylan Thompson?
We don't know who it's going to be yet, buddy. We got 3 that'll fight it out this spring. I doubt that I will name one at the end of the spring because we got an incoming freshman, Lorenzo Nunez. It's a tremendous athlete, good runner, and good passer. He'll have a chance to come in and compete with the guys that are here, but certainly the guys on campus now should have a leg up, and we'll go from there. Mike Scarnecchia is a kid from Fleming Island, Florida. He's got a chance. A kid named Perry Orth from Ponte Vedra is a walk-on kid, and Connor Mitch from up in the Raleigh area is another guy that's got a chance to be a quarterback.
Lorenzo Nunez. Remember that name. This is going to be an incredibly challenging but interesting spring and summer for the head ball coach, who, by the way, turned 70 in April, but shows no indication he's backing down or looking for a rocking chair anytime soon. Just 2 months away from his birthday and coming off his worst season in 6 years, Spurrier is enduring the winter of discontent, and he has his game face on again.
Speaking of South Carolina, buddy, it looks like the Vandals are at it again. And I don't mean in Columbia. I'm talking about over there in Death Valley. The most famous slab of rock in college football under attack once again. Another episode of the attack of Howard Rock. Somebody this time tried to get their own piece of the rock. Apparently, the case has been chipped. The damage was reported by construction crew members working on renovations to the suite and club levels at Clemson Stadium. This isn't the first time it's happened. In 2013, Howard's Rock was vandalized, leading to the arrest of a 46-year-old, his 19-year-old son, and the son's 17-year-old friend. All three were charged with felonies. The rock is currently secured in an undisclosed location.
Well, maybe the rock will show up and go unharmed at your local theater. Oh, that's right. I guess that's a different rock besides Dwayne Johnson's a Georgia fan, right?
You know, buddy, there's been another discussion about college football this week. It started with the Pac-12 concerns about the one-and-done rule in college basketball, but then the Big Ten took it up a notch when they suggested that maybe freshmen should be ineligible playing football. Earlier this week, we were able to talk to Joe Williams of Mile High Sports just about that subject.
We've had freshmen be successful for so long now, it's hard to remember when they weren't, but the old argument used to be, adjusting to college life is tough enough as it is without having to, go through the rigors and the pressures of trying to play big-time college football when you're 18 years old. Remember that old argument?
Yep.
Get adjusted to college first and college life, campus life, being away from your family, and all that. And you start learning about how football is different in college than it is in high school, and how the coaches who praised you up and down when they were recruiting you, now you can't even get them to look at you when you're in college, and it does all kinds of things to destroy your psyche. I don't know. I think kids now. I think they can handle it.
I think Joe's right about that. We've come a long way since 1972. The 18-year-old of today versus then, miles and miles apart. Maybe there's no Herschel Walker out there right now, but in my opinion, with all the conditioning and all the workouts and all the vitamins they have today, freshmen come prepared to play when they're 18 years old in college football. The bottom line here is, I don't think this is going to fly right now. It could be much ado about nothing. They're talking about it, but nothing is going to be done about it anytime soon, if ever. I say, to use the cliche, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. One more note about the business of college football. The final figures are still rolling in, and when all the cash is counted, we might be fairly staggered at just how much money college football made in 2014. Just this week, the Big 12, we learned, distributed an average of $19.8 million per team, up about $1 million from last year. The Big 12 distributed $226 million to its 10 members during the 2013-14 fiscal year.
Wow.
That's up from a then record of $213 million provided a year ago. Our thanks to Coach Steve Spurrier. Coming up next, a few more college football notes, and it's time again to open up Terry Bradshaw's mailbag next on Southern Pigskin Tonight.
More with Buddy Martin and Southern Pigskin Tonight on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network next.
Hi, this is Jimmy Bohannon from Bohannon Associates Land Surveying.
And this is Sheila Arnett, Commissioner Earl Arnett's wife.
And we are here representing Bohannon Associates team for the American Cancer Society Relay for Life.
1 out of every 3 people has been impacted by cancer. As you're hearing this, our good friend Bridget Harmon is battling cancer for the 2nd time. And we are showing our support to her and everyone else that cancer has impacted by hosting a team for Relay for Life.
We want to let you know about a very important fundraiser March 11th at Gator Docksides off of 200 between 5 and 9 p.m.
Gator Docksides will donate 10% of sales from the event directly to Relay for Life.
And we'll have a silent auction full of wonderful gift baskets, so please make sure you come out and support us in fighting this terrible disease.
March 11th at Gator Docksides from 5 to 9.
If you'd like to donate items for the auction, please contact me at 352-875-8766.
Or me at 352-209-1037.
Please join us in supporting a great cause.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Nestled in the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Imagine yourself in a quaint bistro right in the heart of a charming French village about to indulge in real French cuisine. Located in beautiful, vibrant downtown Ocala, La Cuisine offers authentic French cuisine and wine from an award-winning menu. Patrice and Elodie moved to Ocala in 2009 because they fell in love with it. And you're going to fall in love with La Cuisine if you haven't already. La Cuisine offers a quick bite for lunch or a leisurely dinner in a comfortable and relaxed setting. So call La Cuisine of Ocala today at 352-433-2570. It's like a direct call to Paris. The Terry Bradshaw Football Show is brought to you by Eat and Speed Sandbar and Grill. Seating now available. Try their delicious Louisiana style of cooking. By Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood, one of North Central Florida's finest eating establishments. By La Cuisine, in the charming setting of historic Ocala, imagine yourself in a Parisian bistro. By Prestige Auto Sales of Ocala and Bellevue, go see why they call Chris Spears the Yes Man. And by Gateway Bank, your new old-fashioned bank and great patron of the community activities.
Now back to more Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin, on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Seems there's a lot we don't know yet about concussions. Even some of the doctors can't seem to agree on it. Listen to this one. One of the questions is about whether concussions are being purposely hyped. What? Can you believe that? TCU team physician Dr. Michelle Kirk said he's got a problem with the concussion protocol policy today. He says it doesn't clarify that each school or conference has to use the same equipment. Says Kirk, it's a huge PR stunt in our opinion, and it doesn't give a lot of teeth to anything because nobody's going to be using the same equipment to measure. So we feel like that puts us at risk.
Sounds like a good doctor man taking a blow to the head himself, buddy.
I have to agree with you on that one, Tom.
Buddy, Dr. Michelle or Michael Kirk, however you say his name, he needs to realize that 25, 30 years ago, there was no protocol, whether it's used by the same teams or not. Back 30 years ago, it was just, I'm holding up 2 fingers. How many do you see? At least there's protocol now.
One other program note for Southern Pigskin tonight. Next week, we feature our special guest, Rachel Barbaro of SiriusXM Radio, the sideline reporter for ACC football, one of the best tellers of Bear Bryant stories ever. You won't want to miss Rachel. Tom, on a personal sad note, Max Mazel, the son of ESPN college football writer Ivan Mazel, has been missing since Sunday, according to ESPN. Ivan, of course, has been a guest on this radio program many times. Of course, we're very concerned and we'll be thinking about him all week long. Max Mazel is 21, professional photographic illustration student at Rochester Institute of Technology. Last seen Sunday evening
Like I said, I've known Ivan for many years, and our thoughts and prayers are with the Maisel family. Time now to open up the Hey Terry Bradshaw at gmail.com mailbag and see what the fans are asking. Terry, you ready for some questions?
All right.
All right, number one. This has to do where you live. This comes from Tyrone in Homosassa Springs, Florida.
Get out of here. Really? These are towns?
These are towns. Homosassa, beautiful town over there.
You ever heard of Climax, Georgia?
Yes, I have. Or in Howard, Georgia, too, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I noticed in a story you live in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Where and what is that?
I live in Aubrey, Texas. My ranch is in Thackerville, Oklahoma, which is on the Red River. And from my back porch, you can see Texas. Red River, the Red River, my ranch butts up to the Red River, and across, of course, is Texas. And so you can sit on the back porch, have a cup of coffee, and love on your dogs, and you can see Texas. So ranches in Oklahoma. I live in Aubrey, Texas.
Aubrey, Texas.
Arlen Lane Road.
All right.
In Aubrey, Texas.
Okay, good enough. Okay, here's one about the Cowboys. This comes from Kermit. Yeah. Kermit in Monroe, Louisiana. You know that area.
Kermit. Yeah, Kermit. Sure do.
How come the media doesn't show Tony Romo more love, Terry? You talk about your boys Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers, but you never give our Cowboy quarterback any respect.
That's not true. We give Tony Romo respect. He hadn't won anything, and I think that has a lot to do with it. Once he gets Cowboys in the playoffs consistently, once he wins a Super Bowl, it'll be a totally different approach. We all recognize he's a talented guy. We all recognize he's exciting, but we also recognize that in the past, when it's been on the line, he has not played well. He's always had a turnover or a pick that's cost the Cowboys. And so I think we have reservations because of that.
This comes from Herman from Hilton Head, South Carolina. Terry, you recently said one of the coaches you like to play for in college today was Steve Spurrier of South Carolina. Why?
Right.
And at the age of 69, how much longer can Spurrier coach?
Well, first of all, the reason I'd like to play for him because I think he's got a great offensive mind, and he utilizes the talent that he has and builds his offense around it. I think you've seen the transition from Steve from his days of Florida, of wide open, gun it, and throwing the football all over the place, to more ball control, running it, playing great defense, and smart quarterbacking. I just happen to think he's one of the really great minds and one of the great coaches in college football today. So that's the reason. And I know I would enjoy playing for him. He seems to be a guy that I would really enjoy being around. And what was the other part of that question, buddy?
It says, how much longer can he coach at age 69?
Oh, he's 69. How much longer? Well, a head coach today has great assistants under him, and they pretty much just kind of run the show. He's got his defense he wants, his offense he wants, and he just kind of walks around and goes. They coach, and he walks around and makes sure that everything's being done right. He's kind of a manager now, and you then have to put in, the hours they do it. But I think Steve can coach. Steve will coach for South Carolina as long as Steve wants to coach, and he's not going to quit after the year they had this year. So I would say Steve. I don't know. I would guess he'll probably go 72 maybe, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. He may want to go longer. Enough. I don't know.
All right, this comes from somebody in Inglis, Florida, from Melanie, who says, Terry, who picks out your ties for the show on Fox? And by the way, please tell Howie I've got a crush on him.
Well, I've got a crush on Howie, too, so you're not the only one.
Romance.
Crush on Howie. My ties are picked out
by the ward by Dickie Trilling, head of wardrobe for Fox. She dresses all of us. She puts some in, the vest, and I think Strahan and Howie wear vests, and Jimmy occasionally, but our suits are picked out by her, and all our ties are picked out by her.
No truth in the rumor you all go down to Walmart, right? No truth in the rumor you all go to Walmart and shop? That's not true?
No. There's no truth to that. No truth to that. No truth to that at all.
All right.
Wrong with going to Walmart, but no, not at all.
Terry, that means it's time for one thing now. You ready to go?
Yeah.
It's time to sing.
I got what?
Time for us to sing. Time for us to say goodnight, Terry.
All right, let me warm up. Me. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep writing those letters and send them in.
It's time for us to say goodnight. So on behalf of the guys from 3 and Out, our guests Steve Spurrier and Frank Frangie, and our broadcast partners Terry Bradshaw and Tom Schmitz, I'm Buddy Martin, and our prayers are with the Ivan Mazel family. #Down Here.
This has been a production of Southern Pigskin Tonight in association with Buddy Martin Media, produced from the studios of WOCA Ocala. This has been Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin, on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
My name is Bo Briggs. I'm a sixth-generation Ocala, and I practice law with my father at the Briggs Law Firm. Over the years, we've seen many changes to Ocala and many changes in our profession. What has not changed is our commitment to our clients. You will speak with and get to know your attorney. That will never change. A lawyer will personally handle your case, not a paralegal. So if you've been injured in an accident and would appreciate personal attention, you can reach us at 671-4600 or learn more at thebriggslawfirm.com.
If you've been hearing about the crowded Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill and were worried because you couldn't get in, I've got some good news for you. Seating is now available. While you're there, look up Chef Dave Del Rio. He'll buy you a drink. Now is the time for you to finally see firsthand what your friends are talking about at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Louisiana menu. Check out those gorgeous Lake Weir sunsets. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill on beautiful Lake Weir. Seating now available.
Man has long dreamed of turning lead into gold. We dreamed of turning gold into platinum. Bud Light Platinum in a sleek cobalt blue bottle, triple filtered, smooth finish, top shelf taste. Make it platinum. Bud Light Platinum. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Platinum Lager, ale in Texas and Oregon. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Time now to spiff up your bling for spring. Make your rings look brand new. Our master jeweler at Goss & Son will rhodium finish your rings for just $69.95, regular price $75. It's like waxing your car. It brings that shine back and looks all brand new all over again. So come see us. Our downtown location, Goss & Son Jewelers, serving you downtown for 65 years. Nestled in the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. His nickname, Jihadi John, the ISIS terrorist who beheaded American and other hostages in Syria, identified.
Multiple reports identifying the man as Mohammed Emwazi from London, who's in his mid-20s and a college graduate in computer programming.
Fox Radio's Simon Owen, officials refusing to confirm those reports. Money for the Department of Homeland Security runs out tomorrow, now meeting House Republicans who want any funding bill to roll back the president's executive action on immigration. A dress disappears, and not just any dress.
The $150,000 pearl dress Academy Award-winning actress Lupita Nyong'o wore to this year's Oscars has been reported stolen. Sheriff deputies say the custom Calvin Klein Francisco Costa dress was reportedly stolen from the actress's hotel room.
Fox Radio's Michelle Polino, Fox News. We report, you decide.
There is something about the road that beckons, that invites us to pack up the family and leave the world behind. And there is something about an industry-leading unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz that gives us the freedom to do exactly that. You take to the highway, rack up the miles for up to 3 years, and drive with the assurance that your Mercedes-Benz is covered. You have the security of being in a car that has been certified to Mercedes-Benz standards, while you enjoy a carefree ownership experience for miles and miles. But while the mileage is unlimited, your time to take advantage of our certified pre-owned sales event is not. Now through March 2nd, you can also receive complimentary prepaid maintenance and your first 2 months payments on us on select models, plus 3 months of Sirius XM satellite radio. So hurry into your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer today and see why we say the odometer is there to record the memories.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Debuts live in primetime March 7th on NBC.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Erica Mossholder, the Communications and Outreach Coordinator for the Children's Craniofacial Association, speaking about Give Rare Day. It's a fundraising event happening on Monday.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events are bite-sized.
And then Jim George, Professor Gadget, will be in the studio from American Cable Services answering your questions about your gadgets.
Stephanie Bosco Ruggiero, a communications and research assistant, will be speaking about her new book, Adopting Older Children.
And then the effervescent Kelly Hart will be on the air for Ocala Magazine Radio.
Gary Shore will be coming into the studio. He'll be speaking about medical marijuana.
And then Nate Frederick, a practitioner of Christian Science healing, will be on the air with us. He's speaking about Love's Divine Adventure. It's an interactive lecture happening on Saturday at the College of Central Florida. All of that plus fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Since selfies are often shot from below, the neck looks either fattier or saggier from that angle. So more people are seeking under the chin or double chin lipo, chin implants, and neck lifts to remove excess skin. Sleep on it. Trying to force a resolution when you're both exhausted can make things worse. So try tart cherry juice if you have any issues with joint pain or inflammation, and you just might sleep better too.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hi, this is Jimmy Bohannon from Bohannon Associates Land Surveying.
And this is Sheila Arnett, Commissioner Earl Arnett's wife.
And we are here representing Bohannon Associates team for the American Cancer Society Relay for Life.
1 out of every 3 people has been impacted by cancer. As you're hearing this, our good friend Bridget Harmon is battling cancer for the 2nd time. And we are showing our support to her and everyone else that cancer has impacted by hosting a team for Relay for Life.
We want to let you know about a very important fundraiser March 11th at Gator Docksides off of 200 between 5 and 9 p.m.
Gator Docksides will donate 10% of sales from the event directly to Relay for Life.
and we'll have a silent auction full of wonderful gift baskets. So please make sure you come out and support us in fighting this terrible disease.
March 11th at Gator Docksides from 5 to 9.
If you'd like to donate items for the auction, please contact me at 352-875-8766.
Or me at 352-209-1037.
Please join us in supporting a great cause.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
WOCA.
Saving America big money, one listener at a time. Get ready to save more, spend less, and avoid getting ripped off. This is Clark Howard.
I'm glad you've joined us on the Clark Howard Show for some empowerment for your wallet, because my goal is to help you keep more of what you make. My phone number, 877-87-CLARK. On the web, clarkhoward.com, and follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/Clark Howard. Coming up in just 20 minutes, I got a sizzling deal for you. There are millions of Americans that are eligible for Microsoft Office for free. I'm going to fill you in on how you might be able to take advantage of the deal in just 20 minutes. And, you know, there's been so much buzz surrounding a new cheap cell phone offering that runs on Verizon's network. And I have tried to explain it twice. I obviously, from what the feedback we've gotten, I've not done a good job yet. So I'm going to explain it in just a half hour from now, and the overall picture of how much money you can save on your cell phone service if you will take the opportunity to shop around now. So just in, the federal government has voted in something called net neutrality, which has been part of the political wars in the country, and there's been a lot of back and forth about it. The vote in the government body that had the vote on net neutrality was 3-2, 3 Democrats in favor of net neutrality, 3 Republicans opposed. That's only going to lead to more of the political kind of back and forth. So let me tell you what is really going on and what I think should happen. So this came about because of some things that some of the big monopoly internet providers were doing, where they were starting to hold websites hostage that were very popular with people like Netflix, and saying to Netflix that if you didn't pay a toll to have your movies go across to our customers that were paying us for internet service, that we were going to make it impossible for our customers to enjoy watching Netflix. what they would do is, let's say I'm a subscriber to Netflix, and I'm also paying for internet service. If I go to watch Netflix and I go to download a movie, do you know what the spinning circle of death is? It's when a little circle just goes round and round and round and round. And that was all people were getting when some of the internet service providers started declaring financial war on Netflix. And even though I was already paying for both, I was paying for internet service and I was paying for Netflix, I was not being allowed to watch Netflix. So that was really what set off the whole fuss about what's being called net neutrality, the idea that all traffic would be treated the same. The danger is that an internet service would say, you know what? We don't want you to read that newspaper. We don't like them because they did an editorial about us being a bad cable company. So we're just not going to let you read it anymore unless they pay us X number of dollars. But this other newspaper that likes us, we're going to let them through. And you're going to be able to read that. That, in theory, is the overriding not economic issue, but where these monopoly cable companies and phone companies would be able to control your access to information. Theory. So what the feds did in this split vote was they said, hey, we're going to regulate this so that no one can do funny stuff, and it's not funny at all, restricting your access to information. So what's going to happen? Lawyers are going to make a lot of money. That's what's going to happen, because the big Washington law firms are going to be all over this on every side of it. Lawsuits will be fought for years to come. And the whole net neutrality thing is basically going to end up being a talking point. There will not be any enforcement of this at all. But it does put an exposure on it where if I am Comcast or Verizon or AT&T, I got a spotlight on me. If I turn around and try to retaliate against a website because I don't like what they say, or I try to keep them from reaching their customers because I want to hold them up for money, I want to hold them up for loot and use my monopoly position to do that. The reality is all this conversation in a few years is going to be a big, what was that about? Because the cure to all this is competition. And right now, the reality, most of us are stuck with a monopoly cable provider. There's no phone company in most cases offering anywhere near a fast enough connection for the things that people are doing with video content and all the rest. So what we need, the antidote to any funny stuff or funny business, is not government regulation. It is vigorous competition. Technology eventually is going to take care of that. And that's by later this decade. We will, in fact, have competition. Right now, we don't. But all this in the political sphere doesn't really mean a whole lot. This is really stuff that gives political talk show hosts something to talk about. But in terms of your and my life, the whole net neutrality thing is just talk. And the truth, when the marketplace unleashes its competitive forces, there will be no need at all for government interference in how the internet is distributed. Our number 877-87-CLARK. Jim joins us on the Clark Howard Show. Hi, Jim. Speaking of competition for internet providers, you have something to share with me, don't you?
Yes, sir. Years ago, you recommended an ISP that you thought was reasonable and very good. Anyway, I chose that, and I've had it for years now. And I received an email from that company stating they were going out of business. Now, I wanted to know what your recommendation would be for another one.
So that was a great recommendation from me, wasn't it?
I thought so, yeah.
You know what's funny? This is so ironic. I had become dissatisfied with the quality of their service. The company we're talking about is Clear. I had become dissatisfied with the quality of their service last year, and I switched to a DSL offering from a phone company because I was getting too many complaints from my family that consumes a lot of the prior mentioned Netflix, and they also watch a lot of YouTube. And so I have already made the switch, and the reality is that even though we don't have robust competition, if you've been used to Clear, you'll be perfectly happy with what you would get from a phone company versus going to a cable company. Where in your case, what the statement I just made 2 minutes ago about how for a lot of people there is no effective competition to the cable company for internet, but if you've been able to make it work with Clear, then I would say for you, then put the phone company and cable company into competition.
Good idea.
What are you paying right now for Clear service?
Let's see. We were paying $35, just the basic, and then the wife wasn't happy with the speed of service, so she bumped it up, and I think she was paying $43.
You'll easily be able to do better than that, particularly if you go phone company DSL. You should be able to get a price that would be equivalent to the speed that you've had with Clear of late. You should be able to do that for somewhere between $20 and $33 a month.
Wow. So, it's funny you should mention that because the people that I have cable, satellite, or whatever with, I went on their website and they partner up with a telephone company, and I think it's the same one you're talking about. So.
And did they offer you a deal like $29 or $24 or something like that for internet?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, so grab that. And, you know, I had such high hopes years ago for what originally was called Clearwire.
Yes.
And it just didn't pan out. It hung around a long time. But it's, I wouldn't say like, you know, all good things must eventually end because of, as I said, the quality performance of Clear had deteriorated over time.
Right.
But it sure was good when it was working well, and the price was especially good at one time. So I'd make that move to the phone company and get the best deal you can for that internet. There's no chance you'll get a cheap enough price with the cable company normally. If you're price sensitive, you'll almost certainly need to be with the phone company. David's with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hi, David.
Hey, Clark. How are you?
Great, thank you. You are trying to impart financial wisdom to your daughter.
Yes, actually I have two daughters. One is just hit the teenage years, and the other one's right behind. You know, we've had opened up an S&L savings account for them for a number of years, you know, with the money that they've gotten as gifts or whatever. We've encouraged them to save, but they don't really understand, you know, what the money makes money situation because interest rates being so low. So I'm thinking that we need to kind of try to teach them more about investing.
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth, David. And my favorite thing for you to look at for your teenage daughter and your younger one is opening an investment account, a kid's investment account at Charles Schwab. The discount broker is willing to lose money on kid accounts so they can start teaching people from a very young age how investing works and the value of how your money will grow over time. And your teenager...
Sounds good. I've heard you talk about Schwab and a couple other companies.
Schwab is especially good with setting up an account for minor children. Your teenager, is she making any money any way right now that she might be able to do a Roth IRA with some money?
You know, I looked at that online, and you know, she babysits here and there, but she really doesn't have any earned income that she's declaring.
If you can get her babysitting enough to have $100 in earned income with Schwab, you'll be able to go open a Roth IRA for her. And then Schwab offers an account called the Broad Market ETF, Exchange Traded Fund. That's a great starter fund for your kids to put money into. There's no commission for buying into it. And it gives your kids the ability to understand what investing is about because they own little pieces of thousands of American companies inside that one fund, the Broad Market ETF. Do you have a Schwab office near you?
Probably. I'm not sure, but probably somewhere close.
It'd be great if you went in there, made an appointment, went in with your girls, and make sure they pick somebody for you who has kids who would understand how to communicate about investing to your kids. I think you'd be doing something that would be a fantastic lifelong benefit to your daughters if they were to have an investment account at very young ages, saw how it works, where the money goes, they have ownership in it, and they see the long-term advantage. Short-term penalty if the market declines, but long-term advantage is enormous. They won't see that in a savings account. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost you thousands. But with the PMI Advantage from Quicken Loans, you may never have to pay those expensive monthly mortgage insurance premiums again. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I'm excited to tell you that the Quicken Loans PMI Advantage is our lender-paid mortgage insurance program. You see, we pay the PMI so you don't have to. Make the smart call and talk to one of our home loan experts today at 800-QUICKEN. You'll learn how the Quicken Loans PMI Advantage can give you more options, more flexibility, and may save you thousands when you refinance. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And this year, for the first time, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. To learn more, call us at 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN, or visit us at QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
Do you want to learn how to steal customer credit card information from major retailers so you can buy anything you want?
Well, we can't help you with that. But among the many IT problems we solve, Barracuda's award-winning firewalls prevent hackers from taking your valuable data to the bank. Reclaim your network like 150,000 other businesses have. To learn more about protecting customer data and your reputation, visit barracuda.com/firewalls.
Racing legend Richard Petty for Blue Emu.
Maintenance is important. To help me keep feeling my best, I use odor-free Blue Emu made with real emu oil. Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray has an active ingredient to relieve the aches and pains of my muscles and joints, and it's perfect for hard-to-reach places. Hey, even us precision machines need a little help sometimes. Use what I use, Blue Emu. It works fast, and you won't stink.
Blue Emu, available at Walmart, Walgreens, Rite Aid, and other fine stores.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is the place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Join us on Saturday, March 7, 2015 for the second annual Habitat Strawberries Festival at the McPherson Government Complex. The goal of this festival is not only to provide a great time for families in Ocala, but to also raise funds to build a home for our family and our community and support Habitat for Humanity's mission to strengthen communities, build hope, and provide dignified housing solutions. Remember, Saturday, March 7, 2015 for the second annual Habitat Strawberries Festival at the McPherson Government Complex, which starts at 7 a.m. with breakfast.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line and a new spoiler and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Our number on the Clark Howard Show, 877-87-CLARK. Normally at this time, you would be hearing a Clark-rageous moment, but instead, we got a sizzling deal. You know what's going on? Microsoft Office is free today until further notice for eligible students, teachers, you name it. Principally, this is a link that I have for you, though, for the students, where you get the subscription version of Microsoft Office for free. You have to have an EDU email address or a school-type email address. Your school generally needs to participate. Most are. If you go to my link right on the front screen of clarkhoward.com, you will see if you can get Microsoft Office for up to 5 personal computers or Macs, other mobile devices, iPads, tablets, all that. Now, what if you're not a student? There is now a version of Office that is available for most smartphones for free. Microsoft realizes that people in the smartphone era expect to get at least basic features from an app without paying for it. Now, I will tell you that unlike the Office, the full Office I talked about for students, the Microsoft Office that's available as an app, people are somewhat polarized about it. There are people who feel that it's not very good. I have used it to read documents that prior I could not open and read on my smartphone. I have a pretty big screen on my smartphone, and I've been able to pinch out documents and read even spreadsheets on it. So it is a different way of thinking for Microsoft, where Microsoft always used to be about making their money from selling this stuff. Now they're learning they have to come up with a new way of doing it to stay relevant in your life, giving stuff away. So if they want to give it away, if they want to be charitable, you should be kind enough to receive it. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
I'm a mid-century architectural wonder, a house made entirely of glass.
So you can imagine my fright when giant pieces of hail started falling from the sky. Did I mention I'm made entirely of glass? Everyone was running here, running there, trying to get out of the house, but what am I to do? I am the house.
Your house can't protect itself. That's why the Geico Insurance Agency helps make it easy to switch and save on homeowners insurance. You could save even more when you combine your homeowners with an existing auto insurance policy. Call Geico, go to geico.com, or visit your local office.
A message from DAV to returning veterans. Thank you for doing your duty and doing our bidding. Thank you for stepping up and not backing down. Thank you for putting yourself in harm's way and putting your buddies' lives ahead of your own. Thank you for defending our freedom and displaying your honor. DAV thanks all veterans by fighting to get them the benefits and support they were promised. Visit DAV.org for free help.
Your source for the #1 sports weekends. Fox Sports, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
WOCA. Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. His nickname, Jihadi John, the ISIS terrorist who beheaded American and other hostages in Syria, identified.
Multiple reports identifying the man as Mohammed Emwazi from London, who's in his mid-20s and a college graduate in computer programming.
Fox Radio's Simon Owen, officials refusing to confirm those reports. Money for the Department of Homeland Security runs out tomorrow, now meeting House Republicans who want any funding bill to roll back the president's executive action on immigration. A dress disappears, and not just any dress.
The $150,000 pearl dress Academy Award-winning actress Lupita Nyong'o wore to this year's Oscars has been reported stolen. Sheriff deputies say the custom Calvin Klein Francisco Costa dress was reportedly stolen from the actress's hotel room.
Fox Radio's Michelle Polino, Fox News. We report, you decide.
There is something about the road that beckons, that invites us to pack up the family and leave the world behind. And there is something about an industry-leading unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz that gives us the freedom to do exactly that. You take to the highway, rack up the miles for up to 3 years, and drive with the assurance that your Mercedes-Benz is covered. You have the security of being in a car that has been certified to Mercedes-Benz standards, while you enjoy a carefree ownership experience for miles and miles. But while the mileage is unlimited, your time to take advantage of our certified pre-owned sales event is not. Now through March 2nd, you can also receive complimentary prepaid maintenance and your first 2 months payments on us on select models, plus 3 months of Sirius XM satellite radio. So hurry into your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer today and see why we say the odometer is there to record the memories.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Well, what do you know? The Breathe Easies with another hit song.
Test day in Atlanta, and speeds were up for a while. I'm Woody Kane. The story next on NASCAR Today.
Get in the zone.
It's the AutoZone Tax Time Giveaway, because the only thing better than getting a refund is getting even more money. You could win a $2,500 cash prize or a $10 AutoZone gift card. Head to AutoZone for your game piece today.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Game pieces available in store 2/10/2015 through 3/9/2015 while supplies last. Enter online 2/10/2015 through 3/9/2015. Open to legal residents of the 48 continental U.S., D.C., Alaska, and Puerto Rico at least 18 years of age. Void where prohibited. Rules at AutoZoneTaxTime.com.
MRN.com is your home for online streaming of NASCAR races and original MRN Motorsports program. Listen at home or on the road to NASCAR Sprint Cup Series practices and qualifying, Sprint Cup, Xfinity, and Camping World Truck Series races, plus exclusive original online-only programs such as MRN Motorsports Monday, Winged Nation, Straight Line, NASCAR Coast to Coast, Fast Food, and Throwback Thursday, streaming across the country and around the world on MRN.com.
The full Sprint Cup Series field got its first big test of the new lower downforce, lower horsepower rules package at Atlanta Motor Speedway this afternoon, and some noticed a big difference. Others, like Kyle Larson, not so much, even though he and teammate Jamie McMurray were fastest.
This is really what I feel like the start of our season is, because this is the majority of size racetracks we run on. So, yeah, I was excited to get out there. First car out, track had a lot of grip at first, so that's why me and Jamie are both up there, I think. But it was fast. I felt like the car really didn't drive much different here than how it did with the old rules package.
Speeds were quicker than qualifying here last year early on, but they dropped off later in the day. Full details are at mrn.com. I'm Woody Kane. This is NASCAR Today on the Motor Racing Network.
Hi, this is Jimmy Bohannon from Bohannon Associates Land Surveying.
And this is Sheila Arnett, Commissioner Earl Arnett's wife.
And we are here representing Bohannon Associates team for the American Cancer Society Relay for Life.
1 out of every 3 people has been impacted by cancer. As you're hearing this, our good friend Bridget Harmon is battling cancer for the 2nd time. And we are showing our support to her and everyone else that cancer has impacted by hosting a team for Relay for Life.
We want to let you know about a very important fundraiser March 11th at Gator Docksides off of 200 between 5 and 9 p.m.
Gator Docksides will donate 10% of sales from the event directly to Relay for Life.
And we'll have a silent auction full of wonderful gift baskets, so please make sure you come out and support us in fighting this terrible disease.
March 11th at Gator Docksides from 5 to 9.
If you'd like to donate items for the auction, please contact me at 352-875-8766.
Or me at 352-209-1037.
Please join us in supporting a great cause.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Welcome to the Clark Howard Show, where you learn ways to save more and spend less, and don't let anybody ever rip you off. Our number, 877-87-CLARK. Visit me at clarkhoward.com. Follow me at facebook.com/clarkhoward. There are certain times over the 20, how many years have I been on the air? Let's see. This is my 28th year on the air, I guess. 29th. Starting my 29th year on the air. There are certain times over those years that something I've talked about has set off a firestorm. That there'll be something that is such an extreme deal or an opinion I've had that people maybe not have been happy with, may have set off a firestorm. It's been a while since we've had something that has caused as much upset with people is when I talked just 3 days ago about a new discount plan for people who want to be on Verizon Wireless. Verizon Wireless is the most expensive cell phone provider by far. And Verizon, with all the price cutting that's gone on since, since late in 2013, Verizon has stayed on the sidelines. And the prices that others are providing, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint, are so much cheaper but there are people who have been on Verizon a long time. They love being on Verizon. They want to stay on Verizon, but they want a better price. So when I talked about a new discount service that worked on Verizon's network and talked about how much cheaper it was, I sowed a lot of confusion. First things first, if you call Verizon customer service, you go into a Verizon store, they know nothing about it. Verizon took a different tack than AT&T, T-Mobile, or Sprint. Each of those companies set up their own internal discount brand. AT&T has the wildly successful Cricket Wireless. T-Mobile has Go Smart Mobile. Sprint has Boost Mobile. All three of these discount services settled about 6 weeks ago at the same price point, which was significantly cheaper than the industry had been overall. $35 a month, unlimited talk, unlimited text, 2.5 gigs of data a month. Verizon has been steadily losing market share ever since T-Mobile became an aggressive discounter. And that has only accelerated now that there's so many other discount choices. Verizon did not choose to go the route of offering their own discount brand or sub-brand like the other big three. Instead, they allowed a joint venture with Walmart and a company called American Mobile to set up. American Mobile and Walmart have a joint venture around a brand called Straight Talk Wireless, which you may have heard of. A company that's been very, it's been a frenemy to a lot of people because the customer service experience is terrible with Straight Talk. But the price points initially especially were revolutionary in what Straight Talk offered. So this joint venture cut a deal with Verizon under a new brand name Total Wireless for $35 a month, unlimited talk, unlimited text, 2.5 gigs of data, just like the other discount subsidiaries, the other big three had done, with a difference. Deeply buried, and I'm sorry I didn't see this, deeply buried in the terms and conditions in mice type, it says that they will not let you use Verizon's 4G network. You only use 3G if you are on Total Wireless. And I apologize for not having seen that. It should be something that's obviously stated. It's not. But that is the story. So it is not, even though it is much cheaper than buying service from Verizon directly, they degrade the data side to a slower, less satisfying experience than you would get on mainline Verizon. And that makes a certain amount of sense. Verizon, whenever they've done any kind of prepaid or anything like that, they've always only made available crummy phones with it rather than the latest, fanciest phones. Verizon does not in any way want people leaving its high price model and going to lower prices. This is only designed to attract people that are price sensitive. Obviously, a lot of my listeners are price sensitive, and that's why I mean, what is the last thing we've had on the show in years, Krista, that people have reacted to as strongly as this Total Wireless thing? I can't remember.
No, there's been a lot of reaction for sure.
So obviously there is a lot of pent-up demand on the Verizon side to come down in price. Verizon still is not excited about discounting, which is why they would degrade the experience at TotalWireless.com. In addition, we have heard that there is a small company that has the name Total Wireless blah, 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 that has received in the thousands of phone calls from our listeners trying to sign up. I don't know how people, I guess people are Googling the number or whatever, and they've asked us, please let people know to only use the phone number if you need a phone number at TotalWireless.com. So I have done so, and I'm sorry that my listeners are so fierce about saving money that they've called you by the thousands. I really am sorry about that, because when I give a deal like this, I'm sorry for any hassles or issues you've had. Now, I want to go back and revisit the thing about your existing Verizon phone. You have to go to a link inside TotalWireless.com to see if your existing Verizon phone, even out of contract, can be used on Total Wireless. It apparently is part of the cordoning off that Verizon is limiting them to only certain phones, which you can buy from them, but many phones out there that work on Verizon you can use on Total Wireless. It's a mystery which ones they will and will not let you use. That's why you have to put in the information. The reality is Verizon kicking and screaming is being brought into the lower cost era. But they will have to be there because the cost of cell phone service is not stopping here. It's going to go down and down and down. And by the way, if you love to save money, I have cheaper choices yet than what we're talking about here at $35 a month. If you look at my cell phone plan guide at clarkhoward.com, I will get you at even lower rates per month than $35. And for families, you got lower rates anyway. If you have a lot of people on your plan, Joel of our crew is on a plan with Sprint with how many people and how much a month?
10 people for $100 a month.
$10 a month a line. I have a plan with T-Mobile that has 10 people, and I am not as cheap as you, Joel. You're doing better than I am. Mine is almost $200 a month for 10 lines. So you're twice as smart as I am.
That's never been said before, but thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're 3 times as smart as I am. And so, again, when there's a deal, even if it's complicated, I am going to tell you about it. But there are times that you're going to be swearing at me over telling you about a deal because you got to jump through hoops sometimes to save money. Matt's with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Clark. How are you?
Great, thank you, Matt. You have frozen your credit, and you had something happen that, is it unsettling to you or satisfying to you?
A little of both. I guess, again, I have this crazy high credit score, and I've been reluctant to freeze it. And after you preaching ad nauseum to freeze it, I finally broke down 6 months ago, spent $30, and froze it all. Yesterday, I got a letter saying from a cellular phone company saying they were unable to approve my application, and the reason being that the credit score was not available. Well, it works. Credit freeze works. I highly recommend it. It's worth every penny. But now, while I feel confident and secure that it's frozen, I still feel somewhat vulnerable. And I've heard you preach about credit freeze, but now what do I do after I found out that someone has tried to use my identity?
Well, that's the whole purpose of credit freeze, is to keep you out of harm's way. Think about if you didn't have your credit frozen, there'd be some criminal running around with a cell phone account running up charges as if they're you, and then you'd be left holding the bag because a bill would show up at your house. You would have a hard inquiry on your credit. You would have to fight with the cell phone company to prove that you weren't the person who applied for that. And one of the weird things is there's no procedure yet in place, at least not that anybody's told me, that hard inquiry that would take that good credit score of yours down, that cannot be removed even though it was because of fraud. So you avoided all of that by having a credit freeze in place.
So this will not have a hard inquiry at all? Because
will not create a hard inquiry.
Wonderful.
Because when they attempted to check your credit, they were frozen out, so it does not generate the inquiry. Okay. So, but even better, you now know there's somebody out there pretending to be you.
Exactly.
And that tells you if you get odd mail at your house from a bank or anything like that, that's like, oh, maybe that same person's trying to poke around causing trouble. But likely the would-be identity thief, once they failed at the cell phone store, they will not try with your identity again because they don't want to be on store cameras. They don't want to be on a bank camera. They don't want anything that ties them back to the attempt of identity theft.
Yeah, and that's what I guess my concern was in talking to the fraud department at the cellular phone company. They said when a person comes in, they typically have to present a driver's license, and that was my next concern: is do I need to fill out fraud victim statements at the for TransUnion, et cetera, or do I not?
No. With your credit frozen, that part I wouldn't worry about. But it does tell you there's somebody masquerading as you with a fake driver's license as if they're you. And a lot of people are not aware how easy it is to generate a fake driver's license. But criminals are able to do so without any difficulty at all.
Okay.
So that's why the credit freeze. I'm glad that I got in your head with that, and you got that done. Because think about the phone call we'd be having now otherwise.
Oh, exactly. I mean, right now I happen to have an 850 credit score. I've got sons that are in the 780s, and I've got a senior in high school that has a Vanguard Roth for $5,000 already.
How about you?
Everything you do is working, and I'm. Thank you so much for preaching that, because like you say, otherwise I'd be having to dig myself out of a hole here.
Well, you were kind to say all that, but all I did was throw the info out there. You're the one who did it, and your son is the one who saved the money and built his own Roth as a teenager, and that is really neat stuff. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
Other restrictions apply. See site for program and Visa prepaid card details. All personal loans are made by WebBank, a Utah chartered industrial bank. Member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Hey guys, it's Andy Dean here. As a radio host turned entrepreneur, I've seen firsthand how cash really is king. So instead of getting high interest rate credit cards, I turned to Prosper.com. Prosper's online marketplace connects people who need money with those who want to invest. Invest in you. You can use Prosper to borrow up to $35,000 in as few as 5 days. With Prosper, you can borrow money for just about anything you desire. You can pay off high-rate credit cards. You can fix up your house, even plan a vacation. Anything you want, it's your money. Prosper.com is the better way to get the cash you need at a low interest rate. To check your rate instantly without affecting your good credit, go to prosper.com/offer. Right now, Prosper is offering a $50 Visa gift card with your low-interest loan. So for up to $35,000 in your account in as few as 5 days and a $50 Visa gift card, go to prosper.com/offer. That's prosper.com/offer.
In the time you've spent listening to this radio spot, you could have completed and submitted an entire expense report with a simple picture of your receipt. That's all it takes for you to get back to work and for your business to run more efficiently. To learn more and discover all the ways Concur helps manage your company's expenses, just go to tryconcur.com for a free test drive.
You hear that, kid? That's the hum of a well-run facility. You know what I hate hearing? Silence. Silence on a production line means downtime. Downtime means wasted time. Wasted time means wasted money. Silence isn't golden, kid. It's deadly. That's why I love Grainger. With a wide variety of the latest products, Grainger gets us what we need when we need it to help keep this place up and running and humming away. Get it? Got it? Good. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offered at an include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Your weekends are getting a little retool.
Swear to God, not making a joke.
Check this out.
New shows?
Check.
Some new talent?
Check.
Let's welcome the guys.
Let's get it going.
Arnie Spanier.
Unbelievable.
TJ Reeves.
This is what you get.
Your weekends are on fire.
Because that's how exotic it is.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Our number on the Clark Howard Show, 877-87-CLARK. And Brian is with us. Hi, Brian. I'm glad you're with us on the Clark Howard Show. How can I be of service?
Well, thanks for having me, first of all.
Certainly.
I'm just now beginning the process of going through a divorce, and my wife has been the one that's kind of handled the family finances. I make the money, and she spends it. And I'm looking for advice on how to pick a credit union.
Well, first of all, I'm sorry about your personal circumstances. Are you getting the counseling you need, Brian?
I am. I've sought some out already, actually.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. So now you're going from where there was like one account, she handled everything. Did she give you an allowance too, or like how much was it that she handled the money?
She handled it all entirely, and it was a situation where anytime I ever needed any money, I would just say, hey, let me grab the debit card and I'll go to the ATM or what have you.
Okay. And so as far as the separation of funds that you're going to go through now, are you amicable with each other, or is this going to be rough and tumble here?
It's going to be actually surprisingly amicable, I believe.
I'm very glad to hear that. All right, so setting up an account, setting up your own banking and all the rest, if you ask people what credit union they use, it can even be a small bank, you'll be fine. You could even do online banking as an alternative. There are many online banks that are very good to use. I don't know how much you're the kind of guy who likes to go into an office and talk to the people across the teller window, or if you're more oriented towards just hitting up the ATM.
Kind of a mix of both, to be honest.
Okay, so if you need that more high-touch thing, then definitely a credit union. If you go to cuna.org, they have a Find a Credit Union button there, and you'll be able to find out what credit unions are near you and what services they offer, because credit unions can be big, small, or in between. You need at least an in-between that'll have the kind of stuff that you would want them to do for you with the account and the ATM and having branches you can walk into.
Okay. And that was going to be the follow-up question was, is it better to go smaller or mid-sized or really big?
Not really big. Mid is my favorite for a situation like yours. And what other finances do the two of you have mingled right now that you're going to have to split?
Mainly just 2 credit cards.
Okay, are you both on, so you have 2 cards that you're both owners of?
Yeah.
All right, so are you both of a mind that you're going to split those up?
I think that's the plan, yeah.
All right, so generally, if one of you is an authorized user on the other's card, that's really simple. But if you're co-owners of accounts, a lot of banks will actually make you apply for a new account on your own.
Okay.
So since things are amicable, the conversation that the two of you should have is you should call your issuers and say, what we'd like is we'd like to go from our account to a his and a her.
Okay.
And that hopefully will be an easier way to do it than another. And then you each have, because I want you to have 2 credit cards. And if your wife called me, I'd want her to have 2 cards also.
Okay.
So best to you, and I'm glad you're getting the emotional support you need. And it sounds like you're being pretty methodical about the financial stuff. I want to tell you, if you missed earlier my sizzling deal on Microsoft Office, we have it on clarkhoward.com. And coming up, the best cars for you to buy.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
trunk.
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. A standoff on Capitol Hill with funding for Homeland Security set to run out at midnight tomorrow. House Speaker John Boehner.
The White House press secretary said that this is a fight amongst Republicans. It is not a fight amongst Republicans. All Republicans agree that we want to fund the Department of Homeland Security and we want to stop the president's executive actions with regard to immigration.
Fox's Mike Emanuel reporting.
Senate Democratic leader Harry Reid is warning Boehner, no tricks.
We've had all kinds of rumors that the House is going to take our fully funded bill and send it back with a number of writers on it. It is a waste of time. We will not allow a conference to take place. It won't happen.
The Dow closing down 10, the NASDAQ up 21. Fox News, we report, you decide.
There is something about the road that beckons, that invites us to pack up the family and leave the world behind. And there is something about an industry-leading unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz that gives us the freedom to do exactly that. You take to the highway, rack up the miles for up to 3 years, and drive with the assurance that your Mercedes-Benz is covered. You have the security of being in a car that has been certified to Mercedes-Benz standards, while you enjoy a carefree ownership experience for miles and miles. But while the mileage is unlimited, your time to take advantage of our certified pre-owned sales event is not. Now through March 2nd, you can also receive complimentary prepaid maintenance and your first 2 months payments on us on select models, plus 3 months of Sirius XM satellite radio. So hurry into your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer today and see why we say the odometer is there to record the memories.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Council.
Dear Smokey Bear, for teaching us how to prevent wild...
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch. Join us on Saturday, March 7, 2015 for the second annual Habitat Strawberries Festival at the McPherson Government Complex. The goal of this festival is not only to provide a great time for families in Ocala, but to also raise funds to build a home for our family and our community and support Habitat for Humanity's mission to strengthen communities, build hope, and provide dignified housing solutions. Remember, Saturday, March 7, 2015 for the second annual Habitat Strawberries Festival at the McPherson Government Complex, which starts at 7 a.m. with breakfast.
Hi, this is Jimmy Bohannon from Bohannon Associates Land Surveying.
And this is Sheila Arnett, Commissioner Earl Arnett's wife.
And we are here representing Bohannon Associates team for the American Cancer Society Relay for Life.
1 out of every 3 people has been impacted by cancer. As you're hearing this, our good friend Bridget Harmon is battling cancer for the 2nd time. And we are showing our support to her and everyone else that cancer has impacted by hosting a team for Relay for Life.
We want to let you know about a very important fundraiser March 11th at Gator Docksides off of 200 between 5 and 9 p.m.
Gator Docksides will donate 10% of sales from the event directly to Relay for Life.
And we'll have a silent auction full of wonderful gift baskets, so please make sure you come out and support us in fighting this terrible disease.
March 11th at Gator Docksides from 5 to 9.
If you'd like to donate items for the auction, please contact me at 352-875-8766.
Or me at 352-209-1037.
Please join us in supporting a great cause.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Warrior, teaching you to save more, spend less, and avoid getting ripped off. He's Clark Howard.
I'm glad you're with us on the Clark Howard Show. This show is all about empowering you with knowledge that helps you make smarter decisions with your wallet so you can keep more of what you make. 877-87-CLARK's the number. ClarkHoward.com, the web address, and follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/Clark Howard. And coming up a half hour from now, is there life after the cable monster? Yes. I have proof that you can kick pay TV to the curb and still have a fulfilling life. I promise I'll prove it in 30 minutes. So, if you go to buy a car, second most expensive thing in most of our lives, you want to make sure you get bang for the buck. And there are two things about it. It's kind of like, you know, when somebody's dating somebody and everybody says, oh, he seems like such a great guy, and you're just not that excited about him, and you say, yeah, he's a nice guy, but he's just not thrilling to you. Cars are like that. You can tell somebody, yeah, this is a great car, and they're like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it. There's just no connection. And we are emotionally connected to cars. But you know, just like the person who you're really excited about, if they're not reliable and dependable over time, they're not as exciting anymore as they seemed at first. The magic with a car is one that excites you and is reliable and dependable too. So you can do that. Consumer Reports each April puts out an exhaustive annual car guide. And they've just given sneak a peek information of stuff that you're going to find buried in it. And if you're buying new or used, who wants to spend your hard-earned money buying trouble? You want to buy something that works for you, is reliable, is dependable, and some people like reliable, dependable, dull. Other people like exciting. I want you to get reliable, dependable, and exciting. So here goes. So, drum roll, would you rather know the individual models in each type of vehicle that came in tops or the brand that came in tops? Okay, so I'll start with the individual models. Compact car. Subaru Impreza, whatever, how you say it. 4th year in a row that it's been the top rated, the best compact car you can get. Midsize sedan. Honda Accord by the Subaru Legacy. Sports sedan category, the BMW got booted aside by the Buick Regal. And more about Buick later. They're looking great overall as a brand. Large car, Chevy Impala. Small SUV, Subaru again, Subaru Forester. Midsize SUV, Toyota Highlander. Minivan, Honda Odyssey. Green car, Toyota Prius. Luxury car, Audi A6. The most important part of the vehicle market right now, pickup trucks. No pickup truck got a high enough score in Consumer Reports testing to be a category winner. Every one of them was an also-ran. But the best vehicle overall of any car you can buy in America is the Tesla Model S, 2nd year in a row. Now, when you look at brands, though, Lexus at the top again. Mazda, 2nd place. Mazda is perhaps the most overlooked brand in America. People don't think about Mazda, but Mazdas are fun to drive. They have that thing about that I was talking about being exciting and making your pulse race, but they don't make it in the funnel. If you're familiar with the car buying funnel, where people will say, I want to look at this brand and that brand and the other brand, or this model, that model, and the other model. And Mazda doesn't make it in the funnel for most people. And that's a mistake for a lot of people because their product line tends to be a big crowd pleaser. Followed by Toyota. Now, Toyota is that brand that has that reliable, dependable thing, but not a lot of pizzazz, not a lot of excitement. People buy Toyotas like they buy an appliance. They just want it to work, and Toyota is very good at that. And then the opposite in 4th place, well, not opposite necessarily, but one that makes people's pulse race, Audi. And then Subaru, Porsche, Buick. Buick beat Honda. That's big news in the Consumer Reports orbit, that the Buick brand made the list of the very best. And then one that was a surprise in 9th place, Kia. So Kia made the list. Hyundai did not, even though they're corporate cousins. And in 10th place, BMW. So this is the beauty contest of brands, if you take the blend of brands and model, you're greatly enhancing your chance of getting a vehicle that will be very reliable over the years, will be a pleasing experience to have, and reliability, especially with used models, is so key. The used vehicle market, the average used vehicle costs half what the average new car costs, half, but often has 80% of its remaining life. Let me do that math again for you. Used vehicle sells for, on average, half of a new, but with 80% of remaining life. So 20% of the lifespan of the vehicle used up half the value. That's a good ratio for you when you're looking to make a deal. When you go to buy a car, sometimes things blow up. Chris, you have one of those sometimes that you're in a bind about. You want to run by me. Welcome to the Clark Howard Show. What happened to you, Chris, buying a car?
Thank you for taking my call, Clark.
Sure.
A couple months ago, me and my wife decided we were going to buy a new vehicle. So 2 weeks ago, we went to our credit union, did the application, got pre-approval. They requested 2 years of tax returns, which we provided. She gave me a pre-approval letter, so everything was good. Went to the dealership, purchased the vehicle. The credit union funded the purchase. I went the next day to fill out the loan paperwork and sign everything, and now they say they don't want to give me the loan. An hour after I leave the credit union,
Wait, slow down. I have never heard that in decades on the air. I have never, ever heard that. There's something that happens commonly if you buy a car and finance a car at a dealer called spotting, where they'll even send you home in a new car and then later say, days or weeks later, say, oops, the financing didn't go through. I have never, ever heard of a situation where someone got pre-approved at a credit union or a bank, went in good faith, got the car, and then they said, we changed our mind. What excuse is the credit union giving? Because that's crazy. That's not how you treat a member.
Exactly. And the excuse they gave me was that the company that I've worked for the last 3.5 years, as of the first of this year, 2014, they changed me from a W-2 employee to a 1099 contractor.
You mean 2015, just beginning of this year. Yeah.
And this was explained to them beforehand, and they said now, because I'm 1099, I need 2 years of self-employment history to show before they'll give me a loan. So they're not going to give me a loan for another 2 years.
Okay, that is crazy ridiculous. So now if they had decided that that was their criteria before they gave you the pre-approval, before they agreed to fund the loan at the dealer, that's fine. But to do it now is unacceptable.
I agree, and I don't know what to do at this point.
All right, let's talk about what you should do. Credit unions are run by the membership. There's a board of directors. There's a chairman of the board. There's a vice chair. There's a board of your fellow members. Because remember, credit unions are a co-op. They're not run for the benefit of stockholders somewhere. They're run for you. You own the place. So what I would do is anytime anybody's had something weird happen at a credit union, which I don't get the call a lot, what I recommend is you find out who the chairman is, who's your fellow member, and the vice chairman. Try both of them and tell them what's going on. Because that just is completely, that sounds ridiculously dumb. Because now here you are, you probably already drove the car home. Did you?
I drove the car home. I have it insured. I have it titled and registered.
Yeah, so they need to do better by you.
Okay.
So it's really easy. You go to your credit union site, and there'll be something about our credit union. You'll be able to find out who's on the board. You contact those board members, and I want to hear back from you that they made a reasonable and fair accommodation with you, because that is no way to treat you.
All right, Clark, thank you.
All right, let me hear back, please.
Will do.
Okay. Wow. I thought I'd heard everything. Zachary's with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hi, Zachary.
Hi, Clark. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. You have a special scam alert. Should I play a sounder for you?
Oh, give me all the sound effects. Give me everything.
All right, let's see. Let's do this one.
Rip-off alert. Rip-off alert. This is a Clark Howard rip-off alert.
But actually, this is a Zachary rip-off alert.
This is. So I recently became unemployed. Not a huge deal. I already think I already got something else lined up. But when I was looking for a new job last week, I responded to an ad on Craigslist that was very specific for my line of work that I'm in. And it had a lot of localized slang, and the ad seemed very genuine. I was really impressed that I'd stumbled upon such a job that fit my criteria so well. And I responded to the ad with my resume and a short cover letter. And within about an hour, I got a response back saying that I was a qualified candidate and that I needed to immediately submit my credit report and also fill out their employment application, which had pretty personal details on it, including the Social Security number.
All right, so I want to thank you so much for knowing before you bid on that and gave up the information that would have allowed somebody to cause all kinds of mischief in your life, that you recognized that, and then that you took the second step of calling in here to alert your fellow listener. So do you know why the ad had all the right info in it?
I really don't. And
I can tell you that.
Really?
Yeah. What the scamsters do is they go to legitimate job postings. They lift all the wording for it word for word. They paste that wording in a new listing on Craigslist, but list their contact information instead of the actual real job.
I see.
So that's how somebody would have known everything about your work or profession and have done such a phenomenal job wording it exactly right.
Mm-hmm. I looked up his email address, and that's what first tipped me off as I Google searched under the email address they were requesting the information to be sent to, and he was coming up under job listings in all over the United States. I mean, there was one for each town.
Yep. So this is somebody...
Is there anything I can do to any kind of...
You've just done it. You have just done it. What you did, you don't realize what a benefit you've been to other job seekers who will see listings that look, they'll look. You said it yourself. It looked like somebody who was in your industry. And that's because they grabbed it from somebody who actually is in your industry, which means on some job site, there is that listing as a legit one. Mm-hmm. The one that you applied for. You could go look for it on one of the traditional job sites. You might find the real one. So the key thing is Craigslist. You never know what you're going to find. You never know if it's somebody who's putting up a false listing for a car for sale or a place for rent or an iPhone they don't have or a job that that may exist but that they're not the employer for. And you just got to be totally on your game anytime you look at anything on Craigslist. Thanks for the tip. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
Most cell phone companies have one big plan they think fits everyone, but Consumer Cellular thinks your plan should fit you. How much talk, text, and web use is just right? You name it. You'll never pay for more than you need, and we'll never ask you to sign a contract. Plans start at just $10 a month. Get free activation, a $35 value. Take 30 days to try Consumer Cellular risk-free. If you don't love it, cancel and pay nothing. And Consumer Cellular is the only wireless service endorsed by AARP, so you know the service is great, and members can save even more with special discounts. Why spend another day paying for more than you need? Consumer Cellular has a plan with your name on it and the savings to match. Start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Stop by a Target or Sears store to pick out your new phone in person, or go to consumercellular.com and we'll ship your phone for free.
AARP receives royalty fees for the use of its intellectual property. These fees are used for the general purposes of AARP.
Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost you thousands. But with the PMI Advantage from Quicken Loans, you may never have to pay those expensive monthly mortgage insurance premiums again. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I'm excited to tell you that the Quicken Loans PMI Advantage is our lender-paid mortgage insurance program. You see, we pay the PMI so you don't have to. Make the smart call and talk to one of our home loan experts today at 800-QUICKEN. You'll learn how the Quicken Loans PMI Advantage can give you more options, more flexibility, and may save you thousands when you refinance. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And this year, for the first time, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. To learn more, call us at 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN, or visit us at QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. And MLS number 3030.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
WWWWOCA, WWWWOCA.
This is WOCA, News Talk 1370.
This is James Snyder inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy, right here on WOCA 1370.
Our number on the Clark Howard Show, 877-87-CLARK. But right now, we're turning to where you can post a question for me at clarkhoward.com called an Ask Clark. Joel, what you got?
Clark, this question's from Viana. She says, where's a good place for my husband to get a business loan? He tried a bank, but he didn't qualify.
Yeah, you know, that's a real problem, is getting loans from banks for small businesses is so extremely difficult. Lending Club is growing and growing and growing by leaps and bounds, doing billions of dollars of loans to small business people, entrepreneurs, and individuals as well. and that's a great place to look at. Cabbage is another one, KABBAGE.com. And there's one that's just now coming alive, and I don't yet have any experience with them, called OnDeck.com. They formed 2 years ago, but I never hear any buzz about them. So I would say right now maybe that gets a possible mention, but Lending Club is the giant of that for fundraising. In addition, there's an organization I'd love for you to talk to that is SCORE, the Service Corps of Retired Executives, SCORE.org. They're volunteers that are experts at helping someone who's an entrepreneur or small business person know the ropes to qualify for an SBA loan. Check them out.
And now, for Geico's stuff found in your car, we go inside your backseat vent.
Hello, the French fry by the pink crayon. Last week I was king of the car seat, and then your kid's favorite song stopped and boom, meltdown. Remember, it took you 15 minutes to clean up. 15 minutes you could have spent switching to Geico and saving hundreds of dollars on your car insurance. Please find us. If it gets any hotter, Pinky over there's going to have a different kind of meltdown.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com today.
The 2015 Coupera features plush leather seating that will feel to your hemorrhoids like sitting on lava-hot knitting needles.
Not if you step up to relief with the power of 2 from Preparation H. First, use Preparation H medicated wipes to soothe as they clean. Then Preparation H Maximum Strength Cream to relieve pain and burning.
Now sink into that rich upholstery. Luxurious.
Preparation H. Don't stand for hemorrhoids.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Wildfires burn millions of acres across the country each year. And each year, wildland firefighters battle to contain them, but they can't do it alone. For some communities, it's not a question of if wildfires strike, but when. And a single ember can travel more than 1 mile. As it twists and turns and floats through the air, that single ember can find its way to where you live and can ignite and destroy your home or your community. That single ember can be just as dangerous as the wildfire itself. You can't control where the ember will land, but you can control what happens when it does. You can take action now to prepare your home and your community for wildfire. Get fire adapted. Learn what you can do now to reduce wildfire damage later at fireadapted.org. Prepare, protect, prevail. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Learn more at fireadapted.org.
I heard on the news about that 5-year-old who found his uncle's gun. The kid didn't know it was loaded.
I heard on the news about that 14-year-old girl who was bullied online for like a year. She couldn't take it anymore, so she got her dad's gun from his nightstand.
I heard on the news about that guy who broke into someone's house, stole a gun from the hall closet.
He accidentally shot his cousin in the head.
She killed herself.
And later, killed the owner of the store he was trying to rob.
If you own a gun, you have a full-time responsibility. When you aren't using it, be sure it can't get into the hands of curious children, troubled teenagers, a thief, or anyone else who might misuse it. Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org. This message brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, and the Ad Council.
It's Thursday. Pay your taxes, eat your vegetables, watch your weight, mow the lawn, clean the house. We all have stuff we don't want to do. Isn't it about time you did something you wanted to do? Like getting your pilot's license?
At Ocala Aviation, they make it fun and easy, and you can start by taking one of their Discovery flights. For only $99, you get to go up in the airplane with an FAA-certified flight instructor and actually fly the plane yourself. It's a perfect way to see if flying is for you. And once you get that ultimate feeling of freedom, Ocala Aviation Aviation can train you to get your pilot's license. Ocala Aviation also offers commercial flight training for those looking to make a career change and enter the world of commercial aviation. Ocala Aviation is conveniently located at the Ocala International Airport. So if you're ready to start your adventure, stop by or give them a call today. 861-7484. That's 861-7484. You'll be glad you did. I know I am. Ocala Aviation. Call today. 861-7484.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Erica Mossholder, the Communications and Outreach Coordinator for the Children's Craniofacial Association, speaking about Give Rare Day. It's a fundraising event happening on Monday.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events are bite-sized.
And then Jim George, Professor Gadget, will be in the studio from American Cable Services answering your questions about your gadgets.
Stephanie Bosco Ruggiero, a communications and research assistant, will be speaking about her new book, Adopting Older Children.
And then the effervescent Kelly Hart will be on the air for Ocala Magazine Radio.
Gary Shore will be coming into the studio. He'll be speaking about medical marijuana.
And then Nate Frederick, a practitioner of Christian Science healing, will be on the air with us. He's speaking about Love's Divine Adventure. It's an interactive lecture happening on Saturday at the College of Central Florida. All of that plus fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is the place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Welcome to the Clark Howard Show, where you learn ways to save more and spend less. And don't let anybody ever rip you off. Our number 877-87-CLARK on the web, clarkhoward.com. On Facebook, follow me at facebook.com/Clark Howard. If you're just tuning in, I want to point you back to something I addressed last hour, and that is a special offer from Microsoft right now for any student, just about, to get Microsoft Office for free. And we have the link to see if you qualify at clarkhoward.com. And earlier this hour, you work so hard for your money. If you go to buy a car, you want to make sure it's going to be a good car for you. If you're just tuning in, I talked earlier about what cars Consumer Reports April issue is going to say are the best for you to look at, and we'll have that list for you at clarkhoward.com. So, you know these things that have been going on where if you're a cable or satellite subscriber, that suddenly certain channels go dark, and it'll be because of some kind of dispute over what are known as carry fees between the cable channel provider and your cable system provider. So let's say, Fox News went dark for a while on some systems, and then prior to that, CNN had gone dark on some systems. It was all their related channels too. And this thing's happening constantly now. But the crazy thing is what people are learning through this process is that consumers adjust really quickly. There's occasionally something people will get really fired up about when a channel goes dark, but for the most part, they handle it. You know, there was a period of time that DirecTV for a long time didn't have the Weather Channel on it. And that caused a lot of disruption in media circles, but the public adjusted. And listen to this from the New York Post, and I'll tell you in a minute why this is so important to your wallet. There's a big programmer named Viacom, and they own some of the most popular of the cable channels. They, just to name some of them, Nickelodeon, Comedy Central, MTV, just a small number of all the ones that they have. And they account for somewhere supposedly around a fifth of the eyeball time that people spend watching pay TV. Well, a cable operator who got in a fee dispute with all these Viacom channels let them go dark. And they did it at the very tail end of summer last year, and the channels stayed dark. And now remember, supposedly those channels were roughly 20% of people's eyeball time. The viewership of this cable operator, in other words, the number of subscribers, stayed almost exactly the same. Like you can't even find a perceptible difference. According to the New York Post, they retain 99.7% of their subscribers in North Carolina, Texas, and Oklahoma. 99.7. So what that speaks about is that the era where we absolutely had to have the 240 channels or 180 channels or whatever number of channels that people get from a pay TV provider, that's over. And there are a lot of people who've gone to Sling TV, the $20 a month television product that you get over the internet, and have been really happy with Sling, even with a much smaller choice of channels. And people are learning in order to save money. Remember, the average pay TV bill is somewhere between $80 and $90 a month. Yours may be less or may be significantly more. But you can put together your own poor man's pay TV for a fraction of that and get a massive amount of choice. I have suggestions about how to do that, but I will tell you, it is the beginning of the end of the traditional cable monopoly, cable package that they tell you, you take it or you leave it, because people are learning that they can leave it. And that's going to make your wallet a whole lot better, healthier, and fatter. Our number, 877-87-CLARK. David's with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hi, David. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing, Clark?
Great, thank you. You're going to go to Vegas.
Yeah, a group of 6, including myself, we're going to Vegas late June, and I wanted to see if there's any kind of method or secret of where we can get the lowest rates on airfare, because I've been seeing the airfare going up and down, and